They go. Touchdown.
It's time for Mount Union Purple Raider football on AM 1310 WDPN. It's time for Mount Union football on your radio and live on AM 1310 WDPN's Facebook and X pages, as well as streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. The 13-time Division III national champions are locked in and ready for battle. So let's head to the stadium and join our play-by-play team of Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere for all the action. This is Mount Union football, and it starts right now on AM 1310 WDPN.
Herman Stadium here on the campus of Heidelberg University. Today on AM 1310 WDPN, it's the University of Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Student Princes of Heidelberg. Hi again, everybody. Sam Berkwin, joined by my partner, Ryan Bevere. How about this, everybody? How about an 82-degree day here in Tiffin, and the wind is howling, and it's just a matter of time before that front gets here from Indiana, and we all get washed away. But that's not going to be until later on tonight into tomorrow. It is a perfect day for college football today as the Raiders come in here perfect, of course, at 5-0. The Student Princes roll in 3-2. Ryan, a week ago, it was business as usual at Wilmington. The Purple Raiders with a win, 59-0, looking to keep the momentum rolling here at Heidelberg this afternoon.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting better each and every week. And a point of the schedule that I like, you're getting a lot of these road games out of the way. The last 4 games of the season, they got 3 of them at home. So that's got to be really, really exciting for Mountain Union and Coach Dart, who looked fantastic last week, and they look to do it again this week.
Purple Raiders, of course, ranked number 2 in the country. We mentioned the perfect start to 5-0, nothing new for the Raiders. 59-0 a week ago at Wilmington against Heidelberg. Now, this is the 69th meeting between these two teams. The Raiders have an advantage of 55-13. They won 36 in a row. Last Heidelberg win, September the 24th, 1988. That's the year I graduated from high school, if anybody cares. Heidelberg is coming off a 30-27 win against Marietta last weekend, and a heart-pounding win for the Student Princes. So they get the win on the road. They come back home today to take on the Raiders. Jeff Dart, 61-4 overall. He is 43-0 in the OAC. Scott Donaldson, 56-33 overall, 49-31. Very respectable, 61% winning percentage in the Ohio Athletic Conference. As you can tell, the wind is a whipping today here in Tiffin, and it's going to be like that pretty much all afternoon. Right now, the Purple Raiders are kicking into that breeze, and pretty soon I think I'm going to be calling it a gust because it's whipping pretty good today. Rafferty's kickoff into that stiff wind, and it is going to go out of bounds. So that's not the way you want to start the game. But Heidelberg will take over 1st and 10 after the Raiders kick the opening kickoff out of bounds on the far left side. Ty Porman will lead this charge for Heidelberg this afternoon, the 6'2 senior, 210 pounds. Your back will be Drew Miller. You will see Lemaster in the backfield today as well. Micah Willinek is going to be your tight end, 6'3", 215. Your wide receivers, Dimitri Peters, Cole Porman, and Solomon Sandoval. Heidelberg will go right to left here in the first series of the afternoon. Nothing but sunny skies and wind here at Heidelberg on this Saturday afternoon, just about the midway point, a couple days past the midway point of the month of October. Heidelberg going to come out here, twins left, H-back left. They're going to come back and give it to the tailback, Miller. Drew will pound it across to 37, to the 38, Miller to the 40, and he will rumble out to the 41-yard line for a gain of 7 yards on the play. We'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Miller, good early run for the Bird, runs for about 6 yards.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of a team beating Mountain Union that didn't establish the run game. So on 1st down, good job to pick up 5 for the Bird.
Bird going to go trips left this time. Tight right. Ty Porman in the gun, sends the man in motion. It's going to be a handoff around the right side, and the Raiders are waiting on Miller this time, and they'll wrap him up and throw him out of bounds at around the 40-yard line. Maybe back to the 39. Keenan Cruz was over there amongst the handful of Purple Raiders, going with the white jerseys today, black pads, purple helmets, purple numbers and letters with the black trim. Student Prince's black jerseys, orange pants, orange numbers and letters with the orange helmet with the Student Prince logo on each side. No stripes on the pants for Heidelberg. Good-looking set of unis nonetheless. 3rd and 6 going right. Little delay blitz. Ball is tipped and incomplete here at the 42-yard line. They tried to get it to Miller, who was coming out of the backfield. Pass was incomplete. Liebler and Weston Arthur were in the neighborhood for the Purple Raiders. And Student Princes will punt it away on their first possession of the afternoon.
Looked like Parker Logan was a part of that as well for Mount Union on the defensive side. I didn't see who got the hand on the football, but I thought it was Parker Logan.
Might have been. Nate LaRoche in punt formation for Heidelberg. If you think he's been here for a while, he has. It's in his grad year. 6'1", 185-pounder. He should boom this thing out of here at about the 27. Wind has calmed here just for a second. The left footer crushes it. I mean, hammers it. Inside the 5, it'll bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Holy smokes, did he get his foot into that? A little bit of an assist from the wind, but nonetheless a very good punt. And the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Stick around throughout the afternoon. We'll update you on all of the college football scores going on. Buckeyes don't play until 3:30 today. Duke and Georgia Tech 7-7, about ready to go to the half. Oklahoma leads South Carolina 7-zip. UCF 14-zip over West Virginia in the first quarter of play. So here they come. The Purple Raiders put 59 on Wilmington a week ago. Down to the home of the Quakers. So 3.5-hour trip last Saturday, only about 2 hours and 15 minutes today. Back to throw, Mikey Maloney steps up in the pocket. He's got room. Here he goes. 25 to the 30. Maloney 35-40. He'll tiptoe out of bounds at the 43 and a first down.
He's so good. Not just as we say it every week. He throws it, he runs it. He's so calm, cool, and collected. He knows exactly what he's doing down there. Mikey Maloney. I'm a big fan. Sam?
Yes, I am too. The more I watch him play, the bigger fan I am. Vandy 14, LSU 13, about 30 seconds to go first half. Interesting game today. Maloney in the gun. Wyatt Steele comes in motion left, back to the right. There's a handoff to Darnell. He'll put his head down and burrow his way across the 44 to the 45-yard line. Only a gain of 2 on the play for the Purple Raiders. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
Wyatt Steele put on a big block in the backfield on the opposite side of that play right there, and he's fired up afterwards. I love me some Wyatt Steele too, man.
Griffin Reese on that tackle, number 16, one of the orange helmets who popped in there for Heidelberg. So 2nd down and 8, Raiders line of scrimmage, their own 45-yard line, going left to right early in the first quarter, no score. Little comeback fake across the middle, looking to grab by Dorian Grant. He's off to the races, 30, 25, 20, Grant to the 15, and they horse collar him and bring him down. That'll be a penalty flag, and Grant is going to be taken down at the 10-yard line. And you're going to tack on more to that because he was horse-collared to the ground. That'll be half the distance and a 1st and goal.
Yeah, and not the best ball thrown by Mikey Maloney. Davion Grant had to go out and reach for it, and it's impressive. Normally when you have to adjust like that and reach for a ball, you can't catch it in stride and keep moving, but he was so quick, caught the ball, planted his feet, and took off.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, after distance to the goal.
So there's your horse collar tackle, and that'll move it 1st and goal for the Purple Raiders. So right off the rip, they are inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. 12:15 to go in the first quarter. Mount Union knocking on the door to try to take the early lead on the road here at Heidelberg. Maloney in the gun. H-back Steele to the right, motion to the right side. Quick handoff to Darnell. He's to the 2. Darnell to the 1. Darnell Williams into the end zone. Touchdown, Mount Union. So the Purple Raiders go right down the field and score. 12:07 to go in the first quarter. It's a 6-0 Mount Union lead.
What's the record now?
I think they've scored in 500 and I'll have to dig through the stats here, but another game, 567 games in a row, the Mount Union has put something on the board. Franklin puts it down. Merrick's kick is up, and the kick is good. So a timeout of the field will keep it here. The Purple Raiders go right down and put it in 7-0. And that was a nice way to start the ball game. Defensively, they come out, they force a 3-and-out, they take the ball right down the field and score.
And you saw a little bit of everything on that first offensive trip. You saw Mikey Maloney using his legs. You saw Mikey Maloney throwing it through the air, and then it ultimately ends up in a rushing touchdown.
So Mount Union, as we mentioned, scoring in their 567th consecutive game with the early 7-0 lead. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere, good to have you on this Saturday afternoon, 1310 WDPN, and streaming live all over the world at Q92radiosports.com. You can also listen to the broadcast on our WDPN X page, our Facebook page, and the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Good to be with you here today. Boy, what a gorgeous day. Holy smokes.
You know,
it actually feels like August.
Yeah, you're going to have to text me next week, maybe Friday night, and just say, hey, reminder, check the weather app. 2 weeks in a row.
Always. There's the kickoff. That is going to go out of the back of the end zone. That was pretty impressive. At least as far as the flags are concerned, that kick was into the wind. He buried that 9 yards deep in the end zone. So the Student Princes, for the second time today, will take over. Next weekend, the Purple Raiders will be in home. They'll have a little 2-game mini homestand. Next Saturday, Ohio Northern comes in for a 1:30 kick, and then Capital will be in on November the 1st. Boy, we turned the calendar to November as Capital comes in for a 1:30. Then it's down on the river against Marietta, and then the final home game of the year, final game of the regular season, Muskingum will be in Alliance on November the 15th at 1:30 p.m. Let the play clock run out to the Student Princes. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, and make it first down at 15.
I don't know how you get a delay a game on first down and 10 to open the drive, but it just happened.
I saw that. Did we see that last week too?
I think
we did. Back to throw was Porman going deep. Got a man. Caught at the 45 and out of bounds. Dimitri Peters, the senior, hauls in a rocket. And it's first down, Heidelberg, all the way down to the Mount Union 40-yard line. What a play.
That was a junior play. It looked like a senior play. He had all the time in the world, a couple inches of separation. Kept his feet in bounds.
Quick handoff inside for Drew Miller. He'll be pounced on at the 40-yard line. 2-3 Purple Raiders in there. Leading the charge was Parker Logan. And he got a little bit of help from Gavin Eberhardt, who's really started to come on now, the freshman, 5'11", 220-pound linebacker. Gavin Earhart. Back to throw is Porman going deep for Dimitri again. That's going to be incomplete. Goes to T. Goes to Thrasavulu on the defensive coverage for Mount Union. So third down and 9 for the Berg at the Purple Raider 39-yard line. Tailback is Miller. They're going to give it to Miller over the left guard inside the 40. Fighting, pounding, and here come the Raiders. They'll gang tackle him. Cruz and Arthur made the play. He'll be taken down well short of the first down at the Mount Union 36-yard line.
Miller with the carry. Arthur with the tackle. Fourth down for the Berg.
178 rushing yards per game for Heidelberg.
Well, the Student Prince is going to go here. They figure, why not? 10:40 in the opening quarter. They're down 7-0, but it's going to be a fourth down at around 7 for the Student Princes. And now you almost knew that was coming. Timeout, Mount Union. Stops the clock with 10:35. That's their first timeout for the Raiders here in the first quarter of play.
It's kind of no man's land. right now at the 35-yard line.
If you punt, I mean, you really got to hope you can coffin corner. If you don't, you're only gaining 16 yards.
I mean, I think Coach.
I guess you're defending Mount Union. 16 yards doesn't really make a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, not that you don't have confidence in your defense as a head coach, but I just think it changes when you go up against Mount Union. You punt it away, you have to assume that Mount Union is going to get those yardage back. I know you don't want to. You want to assume your defense is going to play lights out, but it's not realistic against this team.
So the Purple Raiders break away from the coaching staff. What is today, October 18th? October 18th. All the Mount Union coaches are in shorts today. You may ask, why is that? Well, it's because it's 82 degrees. Back to throw is Poorman, looking over the middle, deep, got a man, incomplete. Hoy had him open. He had him open. Aiden Bradshaw kind of broke free just inside the 5 going into the end zone. Ball was a little bit overthrown, and the Purple Raider defense holds, and Mount Union will take over 1st and 10.
6'4", 195 pounds. You would have liked that to be a jump ball rather than to be a he needed a little more speed, a little more burst, or he would have been in for 6.
So here comes Mikey Maloney and the Purple Raiders. They lead 7-0, 10:28 to go in the first quarter of play. Mikey just having a fantastic season. Still perfect as far as the completions and the interceptions. No picks this year. Mikey to throw. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. You know what? I'm not going to say that again.
Yeah, you almost.
I almost black hatted him.
Yeah, you almost gave Heidelberg 6 points.
Wow.
Isn't
that just unbelievable? I mean, false start, Mount Union, it'll be a 5-yard penalty.
That was almost intercepted twice. It could have been picked off from the defensive end that jumped for the pass, but it was tipped, and then it could have been ricocheted into an interception. So big break right there for Mount Union.
Herneman Stadium, the site of today's game. Capacity around 3,000. They have the field turf here at Heidelberg. Heidelberg was founded way back in 1850. Enrollment's about 1,100. I think this particular carpet's been down for quite a while. They're probably due for a switch out here in a couple of years. Here comes Darnell, 30-35, and down at the 35-yard line.
What were you doing back in 18 whatever?
I may have been a squirrel. I have no idea. Mason Villarreal with the tackle for Heidelberg. Who knows? But a lot of these Division III schools, the institutions like in the OAC, a lot of them were founded back in the mid to late 1800s. Still going strong today. Wyatt Steele in motion, Twins left now. Mikey back to throw, slings it. Oh, Grant had it in and out of his hands. Would have been a first down. Incomplete. They'll bring up 3rd down. Maybe on Grant. Didn't see him last weekend.
No, but that's been a problem in the first half. A couple of these games in this young season for Mount Union, or halfway through it at least, drops in the first half. It's been pretty common.
And that win last weekend for Heidelberg, big road win. Heidelberg took sole possession of 3rd place in the program's win list, passing Mike Hallett, former Mount Union Purple Raider. Back to throw, Mikey Maloney steps up, slings it, got a man wide open. Cockrell's got it. First down, Purple Raiders at the Heidelberg 49-yard line.
He's open 24/7. It's like a gas station.
247-365. So Coach passed Mike Hallett, who picked up 55 wins from 2007 to 15. Then Paul Herneman, the leading coach, earning wins 102. That was from 46 to 59, thus the stadium named after him. And now we got a false start on Mount Union. So a little bit of a choppy start here. 9:09 to go. Well, good luck reading that scoreboard today, by the way.
Whoa.
Like
I don't
where
know
it
how you
says
see it.
where it says the Berg and MTU, that's very bright, like the names that's spelled out. Other than that, it is very difficult to read.
It looks off to me, I'm not going to lie. I can't. And that's 50-50 scoreboard and 50-50 my vision. But it looks off to me.
Purple Raiders now first and 15. They'll scrimmage at their own 46-yard line. Going left to right, they lead 7-0. Double H back. Mikey back to throw it. Maloney steps in, slings it deep right side. Caught inside the 40. That's Mason Ashby out of bounds at the 35-yard line. The former North Canton Hoover Viking getting more snaps each and every game. First down for the Purple Raiders. Ashby on the receiving end for Mikey Maloney.
Would have been a horse collar tackle, but the defensive back let go. Good thing he did, or that would have been more yards for Mount Union.
Mason Ashby getting a lot more targets at the wide receiving spot. Of course, Mason returns punt for the football team. His sophomore year. He's a great athlete overall with North Canton Hoover. Played all the sports, baseball, football, basketball, settled on the pigskin and doing really well. Quick dump pitch coming around the left side. Darnell, little shake bake in and out. He's across the 45 and he's going to be taken down at the 34. Great pursuit by the Berg to stop that play. 44 leading the charge. That's Trey Ferris on the tackle for Heidelberg, number 44.
Well, they tried to take advantage of the big field because the ball was on the right side, the right hash. They tried to go to the left. And normally when you have Mount Union speed, you break that corner and at least get upfield about 3 or 4 or 5 yards, but nothing on that one.
So the Raiders second down and about 10, just inside the Berg 35-yard line. Grant in motion to the far side. Mikey hands it off. Minard, 30. Caden will go down to the 28-yard line where he's taken down. 7:20, clock runs in the first quarter. 7-0 Mount Union here on 1310 WDPN. Told you about Herdeman Stadium holds around 3,000. Only seats on one side here, the home side. Other side just has the sidelines. They've got the track that encloses the stadium. And then you got a fence and then trees and then housing and there's a creek back there. Kind of a cool little vantage point up here, I got to say. Handoff inside again for Minard. He drags tacklers inside the 24 down close to the 23, and that'll be a first down.
I do like this facility. I like this campus. I like the stadium that we're in. The drive in was pretty cool.
I like the fact here they've got Heidelberg's got their band behind the end zone to the right and to the left. People just get their lawn chairs out and what have you and set up and kick back and watch a little football on a beautiful Saturday.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Maloney in the gun. Raiders going to go trips to the right side now, 1st and 10 Mount Union. Now Mason's going to break out and go in motion, come back, almost slips, keeps his balance. Here's the snap of the ball fake to Minard. Mikey back to throw it for Grant. Caught it inside the 10 to the 5 down to the 2-yard line. Davion Grant went up and kicked it. 1st and goal, Purple Raiders.
He had 2 options there. He could have went to Cockrell. He could have went to Grant. They were split up by about 5 to 7 yards, and he chose what I think was the more covered receiver. But Grant with a nice catch down to the, what are they, at 2-yard line?
They are just outside the 2. Trips to the boundary. Maloney in the gun. Minard the tailback. Anderson the tight end. They'll give to Minard. He'll get to the 2. He'll get to the 1, and that's going to be it. They'll stop him at the 1-yard line.
Anderson almost had a block that was good enough to get that into the end zone.
5:10 first quarter, 7-0 Mount Union. Got to shout out Tom in Salem listening into the broadcast today. He just sent a message over. Oh, Sammy the Squirrel.
Yeah.
Back in 1805 or 1850.
I'd choose to be a bird, to be honest with you. That would be sweet.
Raiders now going to try to punch it in here. Twins wide to the left. They give to Minard again. Slams his way to the goal line. He did not get in. Heidelberg got a nice push on the defensive line of scrimmage. Nice defensive play there for Andrew Sapila, 6'3", 230-pounder. And now Mount Union is going to have to earn this touchdown. 3rd and goal now, just inside the Berg 1-yard line. H-back right is Steele. They'll give to Minard again. Didn't get it. Taken down at the 1-yard line. How about Heidelberg standing up tall here on these last 3 plays inside the 2?
Try it again. One more.
I know Coach Dart. There is no way in the world he's kicking a field goal here.
No, I would go right up the middle again. If they can stop you running it up the middle 4 times in a row,
and so be it.
So be it. Glass half full. They got to go 99 yards.
But you're also looking from Mount Union's perspective. I mean, come on, you ought to be able to knock these guys off the ball for a yard, shouldn't you?
Yeah, especially 4 tries in a row.
Here comes the crowd at Herniman Stadium. Wide Steele tight to the right, Grant in motion. Mikey fakes it. He's going to look at the end zone. Touchdown. Wyatt Steele, the big tight end. What a play. Play action. Steele in the back of the end zone. And it's 13-0 Mount Union.
I didn't love that they came out in pistol, but I love that they came out in pistol now because that was a beautiful play call, and it didn't take long to develop. Mikey Maloney did a little play action with wheel to his right, and he found a wide-open Wyatt Steele. That was pretty sweet.
So touchdown Mount Union. It's 13-0. Franklin to hold. Merrick to attempt the point after touchdown. Boy, has he been just beyond solid this year. That extra point is on the way and good. And we'll take a timeout here in Tiffin. Your score, Mount Union 14, the Berg nothing. It's Purple Raider football on 1310 WDPM.
Today. What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You?
Oh, I need new kitchen cabinets and countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
Yeah, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is a craft-made dealer, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere, good to be with you on this sunny Saturday afternoon here in Tiffin, the home of Heidelberg University. They're 14-0 Purple Raiders with the lead.
I should mention, I know they can't see us because we're on the radio, but you just had an outstanding 10 out of 10 pour into that Yeti.
There's the kickoff. Student Prince's return 10 right at hash 15-20. Little skip across the 25 out to the 30-yard line. It looked like was Corbin Haley, a 6'1" junior, with the return, and the Student Princes will take over 1st and 10. Well, they're down 14-0 already. Obviously, they can't let it go any higher than that. We've seen this movie before. Once Mount gets on and kind of steps on you a little bit, it's tough sledding for the team who's got to fight from behind. So here comes Ty Porman and the Berg, right to left at their 30. They're down 14-0. 3:26 to go in the opening quarter of play. Double H back right. They'll go out of it in motion. Play action, and Porman was going to roll to the right. He fires on the run. Caught across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Seth Ray, the senior tight end, 6'2", 210 pounds in the first down.
Down 14-0. You try to pass it on 1st down and 10. And it works out for a 1st down. Probably go another pass right here.
A couple of halftime scores. Michigan and Washington are tied at 7. Vanderbilt leads LSU 17-13. Those are at the half. Here comes Miller over the right side, 45, 50, 49, 48. Down at the 48-yard line. Rips off a gain of about 8 yards.
Nice little drive for Heidelberg right here, but we've seen these little drives all season long. It seems like they just end up stalling right around this part.
Heidelberg, 3-2 on this season. Big win on the road for them last weekend. They knocked off Marietta down on the river. We'll be going down there in a couple of weeks. See our good friend Jeff Shalley. 2nd down and 3. There's Miller dodging a tackle and carries close to a first down, but going to be about a half a yard short. They got to get to just about the Mount Union 46-yard line. That'll bring up a third down at about 1. Our referee today is Rich Fisher. Umpire is Andrew Browning. Jordan Nipper is our headline judge. Field judge Nathan Saintington. Trent Stout is the side judge. The back judge is Tim Bradshaw. Handoff over the left side. Keenan Cruz couldn't stop him, and it's going to be a first down for Heidelberg as Miller takes it down to the Mount Union 42-yard line.
All right, well, they're in business. They got to figure something out. As you said it, these games they get out of hand really, really quick.
Line judge today is Bart Buckler, a classmate of mine at Canton Central Catholic, the class of '88. That ball got tipped at the line, floating, and nobody could see it. And I'm going to tell you what, Micah Wilnick had a chance to catch that ball, but he had no idea that it was around him.
It landed right in front of him. Right in front of him. He just couldn't see it. That's unfortunate.
Second down and 10, Heidelberg. Boy, they don't screw around. They're up to the line. They're ready. There's going to be a stretch handoff to Miller. Cuts it back to the 40. Miller still on his feet to the 35 before he's taken down. Purple Raider stop was by Renard Caleb, senior, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Up to the line again, 3rd and 3. Miller right up over the left guard, left tackle, trying to squeeze his way down to the 32. He's going to be about a half a yard short of the first down. Caleb Brown, the preseason All-American with the tackle for Mount Union.
To be honest with you, Sam, I don't know how much time we have left in the first quarter. I can't tell.
45 seconds.
But they're playing as if it was the second half.
4th down and a long one. I mean, I thought it was going to be a half yard. This is a full yard they need here. And the Student Princes going right to left. They'll scrimmage at the Mount Union 33-yard line. 14-0 Raiders. I have yet to locate the – oh, there they are. Play clock is down to 5. Here we go. H-back to the right. They'll give to Miller. Not going to get there, I don't think.
Yeah, they're not going to measure.
They gave it to him. Wow. So Renard with the tackle, but good second effort stretch by Miller, and the Student Princes pick up the first down.
Yeah, it looked like from up here, it looked like a generous spot. I thought he was a little closer to the line than maybe you thought, but they didn't even want to measure this one.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Heidelberg. Your score, Mount Union 14, and the Student Princes of Heidelberg, nothing. We'll take a timeout and come back with more Purple Raider football right here, 1310 WDPN.
Montfort Glass reminds you that fall is just around the corner and winter won't be far behind. And now's the time to think about those commercial doors and windows that need a little work. When the mercury in the old thermometer starts to plummet and the cold wind starts to blow, you'll want to be warm and cozy inside. And you can be with the help of the experts at Montfort Glass. They can replace broken or cracked windows and doors quite economically with unsurpassed service. Montforts can even handle those odd and different sized windows, as well as replacing the old hardware and providing weather stripping for commercial doors of all types. No matter what kind of door or window treatment you need, the crew at Montfort Glass can handle it. Imagine the comfort of a pleasantly warm home, and your fuel bill savings will add up too. Call the glass experts at Montfort Glass at 330-823-0450. Montfort Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
This is Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere back at Herdeman Stadium. It's 14-0 Mount Union, but here come the Student Princes. First and 10 at the Mount 33-yard line. That's going to be a handoff over the left side of the 31 to the 30, grinding his way down to the 29-yard line.
Haley with the carry. Cruz with the stop.
So Corbin Haley in on this particular next couple of plays is Drew Miller. Is taking a little bit of a break for Heidelberg. Purple Raiders come in 5-0. The Student Princes are 3-2. Mount easy win last week over Wilmington, 59-0. There's a handoff again to Haley. Broke a little bit of a tackle, 20 inside the 18 to the 17-yard line and a first down. How about that? 12-yard pickup for Corbin Haley. First down for the Bird at the Mount Union 16-yard line. 14-0 Purple Raiders. Another good chance for this defense now to stand up and flex a little bit once the opponent gets inside the red zone. Wilmington got down there a couple times last week, 2 or 3 times, and Mount turned the ball every time. There's a play-action pass. Portman's going to go back and throw. Got a man in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Just a little too much mustard on that one. Try to get it to Tyrese Clairvaux, number 6, the 6-foot junior wide receiver. We had him, just a little bit too much mustard on it.
Yeah, he was there. It's just too high. I was looking for his height. 6 foot's not going to get the job done. 6'1", maybe.
So Mount Union trying to keep the Student Princes off the board here now. 2nd down and 10 from the Mount 16. Inside handoff to Haley. Purple Raiders step him up and bring him down at the 16-yard line. Renard was in there.
Well, they've been going no huddle, but it's not necessarily hurry up offense. It's just no huddle, and then they get the signal from the side.
Clock at 13:10 left to go in the first half of play. Foreman in the gun. You're going to go wide out, left, right. Corbin Haley is going to be your tailback. Or is it? The way he is standing, I can't see the number. That is not
31.
Haley. That's Braylon Parker, 31. Play action to Parker. Foreman steps up in the pocket. Ball's loose on the ground at the 22-yard line. I believe Mount Union recovered, and they did. Ball on the carpet, and it's picked up by Parker Logan, the bandit. And what does a bandit do? They steal.
Yeah,
they take, and they took the football away. It's first down, Mount Union.
Yeah, Parker Logan's had a good first half so far. We believe he had that tipped pass at the line of scrimmage, and now a fumble recovery. Good for Mount Union, and like you said, an opportunity for Mount Union to flex inside that 20-yard line.
So 12:38 to go. Turnover. Purple Raiders going to go right to left now. 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. See if they come up top here quick and go deep down the field. Almost a pistol look. Going to keep it on the ground with Minard. And Minard will get across the 25 to the 26. Oh, we got a Mount Union player down at the 23-yard line. He's not moving.
Player down on the field.
That is Grayson Lehman, 6'4", 285 pounds, sophomore. He is down. I think that's Lehman. Yeah, I believe that is. So they're going to attend to him with 12:28 to go in the first half. So we will step out. Purple Raiders on top, 14-0. Back with more after this.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today?
What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You?
I need new faucets and a vanity, maybe even a whole new bathroom. But I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
Yeah, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard Plumbing Registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310 WDPN.com.
And not a good look for Grayson Lehman as he has helped off the field, not putting any weight at all on his right leg. They will attend to him on the far side, but didn't look particularly good. Purple Raiders now got to Got to refocus. Clock back into motion. 2nd down and 7 Raiders from their own 26-yard line. Mikey Maloney is going to go back to throw. Steps up, throws it incomplete. In the backfield, looking for the tailback. Darnell Williams, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down. Well, you really don't want to lose a guy like Grayson Lehman. He's kind of one of the stalwarts of that Mount Union offensive line. Sophomore, 6'2", 300 pounds. Depth chart, they had him behind Greg Rockwell, the starting right guard. So Mikey's going to go back and sling it. 3rd down and 7. He throws it out of the backfield. Cockrell caught it, but he's going to be taken down immediately at the 27-yard line. So very short gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Purple Raiders, and the punt team will come in as we crack the 12-minute mark here in the first half of play. Jacob Cockrell needed a little bit more room there to maybe make something happen, but Student Princess coming up and making a nice fundamental tackle in the open field. And that ball got blocked. Ball is squibbling around at the 42, and that's where the Purple Raiders will down it, so that ends up being a 15-yard punt. Mike Franklin, boy, you don't see that. But the Student Princes were coming after it. Deflected the punt by Franklin, and the ball is down at the Mount Union 41-yard line. Student Princes will take over 1st and 10, and some life for Heidelberg.
Yeah, unfortunate that they didn't come up with points on the last possession, because here you are again knocking on the door. 14-0 isn't an impossible task to ask, but you have to get something here.
Yeah, here comes Ty Porman and company. Porman, the senior signal caller for the Student Princes, trips to the right. They're going to give it to Miller around the left side. Drew stood up, got away, trying to keep rolling, scraps his way to about the Mount Union 41. So he did struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd down and 10.
2nd down.
Looks like Mount the last, 2 series. It's kind of going through the motions here a little bit. Purple Raiders really haven't been challenged since the first quarter of the Baldwin-Wallace game in Berea several weeks ago. Horman hands it off to Miller, got a hole inside the 40, 35, spins away at the 32, gets inside the 30. That'll be a 1st down for the Berg at the Mount Union 30-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards in the play.
Yeah, they struggled against PW in the first quarter, and they struggled week number 1 against Wheaton in the 4th quarter.
Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere, good to be with you on this Saturday, 1310 WDPN, and all of our social media platforms, including Q92radiosports.com and our Q92 radio page on YouTube. We come to you from Tiffin today. Purple Raiders on the road against the Student Princes. Porman is going to go back to throw. Deep right side, that's going to be way off the mark and incomplete. Little miscommunication that time between him and Sandoval, the wide receiver, and the ball is incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Wind is picking up.
Right to left. It appears Heidelberg going into the wind. I've got 3 flags here. Most of the time, they're all 3 doing the same thing, sometimes not. 14-0 Raiders in the 2nd quarter, 10:16 to go. In the shotgun, trips to the right, wide to the left, setback is Miller. Porman in the gun, gets the snap, gives it to Miller inside the 25. Miller to the 24, Miller to the 22. He's going to be just short of the 1st down.
Knocking out the door right now. They're going to have 2 opportunities to pick up this 1st down.
Again, Mount Union's defense, if they want it tested today, they're getting a lot of chances just outside the red zone again of the Student Princes. Play action. Porman's going to throw it left side. That's going to be a catch, but it's going to be out of bounds. Great effort, but out of bounds for the wide receiver, Dimitri Peters, incomplete. Or was that 4? That was 4.
That's Porman.
That was Cole Porman.
Porman to Porman, out of bounds.
All right, now the Princes are going to go triangle trips left, tight right. 9:45 to go in the first half. Mount Union 14, Heidelberg nothing. Student Princes on the move at the Raider 21-yard line. Foreman gives it to Miller, goes left, fakes, goes back right, squeezing his way inside the 20 down to the Mount Union 18. That's a first down for the Student Princes. So here they go again inside the Mount Union red zone, trying to get on the board here at home.
And not just get on the board, but they think this a
within a touchdown.
Game.
Within a touchdown, you're right. Twins left wide to the right now for the Bird. Back to throw is Porman. He steps up in the pocket, looks. He's got all day. Now he's flushed and he's going to run. Inside the 15, Porman to the 10. Got a block to the 5. Porman to the 3 and a first and goal. It's a 15-yard scramble by Ty Porman. First and goal for the Student Princes of Heidelberg. And now Mount Union really being challenged here at the 9-minute mark in the first half of play.
I was unaware of the speed of Porman right there, but he turned on the jets. I thought he was going to get all the way into the end zone.
So here come the Student Princes. First and goal just inside the Mount Union 3-yard line. Miller the tailback. Porman will go under center. Motion to the left side. Fake jet sweep. They're going to come back to Miller. To the 2. Miller to the 1. Did he get in? No, he's out of bounds. Nice defensive play by the Purple Raiders. Gavin Earhart, again the freshman, coming up to making the play. But they did squeeze out about a yard. The ball is just outside the Mount Union 1-yard line.
It was a good ball fake on the jet sweep.
Yes, it was. And we're going to get a little tush push here. They're lined up tight. Ball carrier flag down. They did not get into the end zone, by the way, just short. And a penalty flag down here around the 6. They end up calling a touchdown, but hold everything because there was a penalty flag at the 6-yard line. Here's the call by the referee. Looks like it's going to stand. Offsides Mount Union. And the Berg is into the end zone for the first time today. Touchdown Heidelberg. And with 8 minutes to go in the first half, it's Mount Union 14 and the Student Princes 6. And well, they finally cracked the code.
Yep. It's a circus on the sideline right now. They are fired up, ready to go. They not only, like we just said, they're not just in the end zone against Mount Union. It's a 7-point game if the PA2 holds true.
Ramsdale is in for the extra point. This would make it a 7-point game. Good snap, good spot. Almost got blocked. Kick is up, and the kick is no good. He must have pushed it to the left. Well, now they say wide right. Well, I got a 50% chance, and I blew it. Imagine that. 8 minutes to go. We'll take a timeout. 14-6 Mount Union. Purple Raider football continues in a moment on 1310 WDPN.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices, packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Well, we got a ball game here in Tiffin. 8 minutes to go in the first half. It's Mount Union 14, Heidelberg 6. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere on this sunny 82-degree Saturday afternoon here at the home of the Student Princes. There's the approach. There's the kick. That should be a returnable from the 6-yard line. Left hash to the 10, across the 15, coming 20. Look out, 25 to the 30, 35, flag down. Ball carrier is going to be down. Weaver on the return. It's down at midfield, but this is coming back.
They must have all seen the same thing because there's 3 flags in that same area. They're all picking them up right now.
So Mount would have had the ball at the 50-yard line, right on the logo of the Student Princes, but again, this is going to be coming back. Our referee, Rich Fisher.
penalty. Return team number 87. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Mount Union.
So instead of starting at midfield, Mount Union is going to start, looks like about their own 15-yard line. Wind is whipping up a little bit more now. Right to left, you can see the trees and the leaves starting to sway in the background to our left and across the field here at the Herneman Stadium. All right, Purple Raiders now see if they punch back. Mason Ashby in motion. Maloney back to throw. Mason's got it. 20, 21, out of bounds at around the 22-yard line. That'll pick up him around 7 yards of the play.
Manley with the tackle.
Manley and Goldman on the tackle. Jaden Goldman, the 5'10", 230-pound linebacker for the Student Princes, who come in 3 and 2. Student Princes, winners of the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl back in 1972. Their first and only trip, but they got it done. Over the left side, Minard. About the 27-yard line on progress, and that will be a Mount Union first down.
Caldwell finally brings him down. Push down.
Heidelberg has not won the OAC since that year, 1972. They went to the Stag Bowl. And before that, you got to go back to 1959. Tell you what, though, their basketball program has cranked it up a couple of notches here lately. Back to throw is Mikey Maloney. Going incomplete for Ashby at the 47-yard line. In coverage was Williams Betancourt, linebacker. Pretty good defensive play. 6:48 to go in the first half. It's still Mount Union, Heidelberg, 14-6 Purple Raiders with the 8-point lead. Stick around. Halftime activities coming up. Jeff Mears with all the local news, sports, and the weather. Mr. Bevere will take you through half with some stats, and I know he will be glued in on that college football scoreboard for you today.
It's a good thing I don't have to read the scoreboard.
Ashby in motion right, goes back to the other side. Mikey Maloney gives it off Minard to 30, 8 to 35. Minard to the 40, keeps his feet to the 42 and a first down. 14-yard carry.
They got some running backs here at Mount Union.
You know, we have not seen Sean Thomas today.
No.
It's been Minard and Williams, the 1-2 punch for Coach Jeff Dart, who, by the way, is perfect in coaching in the OAC play at 43 wins and no losses in his career. You think that's impressive? About 61-4 overall. It's only 94%. Maloney back to throw, slings it, cock roll, and it's picked off. At the 40, to the 45, down inside the Mount Union 35, looking for blocks to the 30, 25 to the 20, to the 15, to the 14-yard line. Arian Manley with the interception for Heidelberg, and the Student Princes ain't playing today. First down inside the Mount Union 15-yard line.
Couple of bad balls by Mike Maloney.
His first interception of the season.
Yep. There was, he had a pass to Grant earlier on in the game that wasn't on the money either, but Grant made a heck of a catch. This one was over Cockle's head. Cockle couldn't even reach it. Right into the basket of Heidelberg, and I'm surprised that they didn't put 6 on the board right there.
How about if you get an interception here, they put a Student Princess cloak on you, and you get to sit in the king's chair after an interception. How about that? Meanwhile, Portman's going to go back to throw it in the end zone. Intercepted by the Purple Raiders. You giveth, you taketh away. Costa T picks it off in the end zone, and the Purple Raiders get it right back, 1st and 10. Holy cow. I can't tell you how big that play is right there.
Right back at you, and that's why that interception, he didn't get into the end zone. It was so huge for him to take that ball all the way into the end zone, because what that allowed is Mount Union's defense to go on the field, and we know how good Mount Union's defense is in the red zone. They already gave up a touchdown. They weren't going to do it again.
Costa Thrasavulu with the INT, and Mount Union wipes a little sweat off the brow, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 5:49 of the first half. Purple Raiders just kind of plowing away here with a 14-6 win. Here comes Minard again. Boy, he has been the – no, that's Darnell. I was going to say. Minard's been the bell cow today. That's Darnell with the carry. Picks up 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7. We're coming up on 5:25 to go in the first half of play. 14-6 Mount Union with the 8-point lead. Student Princess got a score on the board. Missed the extra point, thus the 8-point margin right now here in the second quarter. Grant going to come wide near side. Wyatt Steele will come in motion. Mikey Maloney to throw. Mikey steps, slings it. Grant couldn't hold it. Would have had a first down at the 33. Incomplete. 3rd down.
So the wind, I think it's what's affecting Mikey Maloney not being as accurate as he's been all season long. The wind is picking up. It's going right to left right now. But that's the only thing that I can think of that's causing Mikey Maloney, because that's the one thing we talked about. His ball placement is spot on. Week in, week out, and it's just not there today.
So the Purple Raiders now with a 3rd down and 7 from their own 23-yard line. They lead 14-6, 4 wides, Mikey to throw. Steps up, going deep for Grant, incomplete at the 50-yard line. Boy, that was a quick series for Mount Union. Raiders throw the pick. Student Princess get it back. They throw a pick on the first play, and now Mount goes 3 and out, and here comes Michael Franklin and the punt team. Remember, the last time the punt was partially blocked by the Student Princes, and they set up in great field position. Franklin is back at around his 9-yard line. Interesting to see what kind of downfield coverage we get here, too. Franklin bangs it out of there, turns it over. Fair catch at the Heidelberg 32-yard line. Catch was made by Chase Woodruff. And the Student Princes will go 1st and 10. 4:55 in the first half. It's a 14-6 Mount Union lead. Tell you what, man, the Student Princes are hanging around here today.
Yeah, they came out.
More than hanging around.
They came out from over here in the end zone down this little walkway. They did a little hype dance in the end zone, and they sprinted to the sideline. They were fired up to go. I mean, this is everyone's championship game when they host Mount Union.
And Heidelberg was ready today for the number 2 team of the country, just behind in North Central from Illinois in Division III. Foreman in the gun. Here come the Princes again. Pass out here in the flat. Bobbled, dropped, incomplete. Coasted T on the coverage for Mount Union. The pass was intended for Mossberger, number 3, incomplete, 2nd down.
What incredible timing by Costa T. He could have got there and waited until the ball hit the receiver's hands until he decided to make some movement towards that football.
4:52 first half. Purple Raiders on top, 14-6. The Berg. Wide left, right, slot left. Porman's going to go back to chuck it. He throws it deep, nobody home. The wide receiver was running a flag, and Porman threw it out, incomplete, 3rd down.
If Weston Arthur would have just had his
flag down.
If Weston Arthur had his head turned towards the quarterback, he could have intercepted that ball.
Looks like we're going to have a chop block here on Heidelberg. It should be a 15-yarder, should it not?
Well, they're moving all the way back, yeah.
Yep, that's a 15-yarder.
Personal foul, chop block, number 57 and number 9 on the offense.
Well, maybe that might be the opportunity to flip the field. The field position's been favoring Heidelberg, especially here in the second quarter.
Yep.
So maybe if you get a defensive stand right here, it's 2nd down and forever. A punt would put you right at midfield.
Yeah, Heidelberg's got to get a first down. If they get it, they got to go all the way out to their 42. Line of scrimmage now is their 17-yard line. So do the math. They need 25 here on the 2nd down play. 4 wides, Porman to throw. Mount rushes 4. Are they going to get him? No. Porman slings out of it. He'll just dump it away. Incomplete. Flacco style. Just get rid of it. That's what he did. It'll bring up 3rd down and 25.
Corey Gibson had a sack, but I think he got a little mixed up with a Heidelberg player and maybe a little Caleb Brown holding him back, but he was right there trying to sack the quarterback.
College football, Houston leads Arizona 28-14, late third quarter. Vandy 24, LSU 21. 3 minutes to go in the third. Michigan, Washington still 7-7 at the Big House. Here's where Mount Union could maybe do a little something. Third down at 25. It's going to be a fake draw. Portman's going to go back to throw. Caught and a first down. Dimitri Peters. Boy, they needed 25. They got 28. First down, Heidelberg.
He is a heck of a receiver. That's a couple catches that he's made along the sideline. It's not easy to stay calm, cool, and collected and keep your feet in bounds.
That was a heck of a play. Heidelberg first and 10 at their 45-yard line. 3:45 as the wind howls at Herndon Stadium. 14-6 Purple Raiders, but just kind of been hanging on all day here today. Raiders will rush 4. There's a handoff to Miller inside the 46, down to the 45. That's a gain of 9 yards in the play. Second down and 1.
We were getting a little help from that cloud a couple minutes ago, but it only lasted about a minute. Sun's back out.
Drew Miller in the first quarter, he was 9 carries for 33 yards. He has added to that here in the second period. Second and 1 for the Bird at the Mount Union 46-yard line on the right far hash now, right near hash, I should say. Play action pass, bobbled, caught. And they're going to say by the time he caught it after the bobble, he went out of bounds. And did he get to the first down marker? I don't think. Going to be short by half a yard. So the Student Princes are up to the line and ready to go. Third down at a half a yard. Handoff to Miller. Did not get it. But on second surge, he might have. Third surge, he did. And they did not blow the whistle. They let him play. Miller kept chopping his legs and got a first down.
Wow, I don't know.
Hey, you run till they blow the whistle.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job by Miller to keep on going. But I'm shocked that they didn't blow that whistle, especially after the second pile-up. That would have been a tough decision for Heidelberg right there on 4th and short.
2:30 clock runs in the first half. Heidelberg first and 10 at the Mount 44. Foreman play action to throw. Steps up in the pocket, steps into the pocket, and down he goes at the 47-yard line.
Big possession for the defense of Mount Union. It's a big possession for the offense of Heidelberg. They're trying to maybe tie this game if they win to 2, if they score.
Corey Gibson with the sack for Mount Union, the Bandit junior, 6 feet, 210 pounds. I think they're going to let this go down to the 2-minute timeout, and they will. So 2 minutes to go in the first half. We'll take a break. Mount Union 14, Heidelberg 6. You're listening to Purple Raider Football at 1310 WDPN and Q92radiosports.com.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310WDPN.com.
Well, we greet you from Tiffin, Ohio today. Out here in the heartland. 82 degrees and nothing but sunshine. They're looking to get up to around 83, 84 today. And you can just tell by that wind that's they're looking for the rain to start in this neck of the woods about 6 a.m. and it's going to be a soaker tomorrow for just about all of us in the Buckeye State. Here we go, Heidelberg, second down at around 13 from the Mount Union 47-yard line. Trips to the right. They're going to give it to Miller. 45, gets a couple of tackles, breaks it. Arthur hangs on for dear life and brings him down at the 41. Timeout situation. Well, I couldn't tell you.
It's third down.
Mount has 2, I think, and Heidelberg has all 3.
I don't even know how you're doing that.
I believe.
I don't even know how you do that. That is.
I think that's what that says and means. We're down to 1:25 now in the first half. 14-6 Mount Union. Heidelberg just milking this play clock. It's all the way down to 5. They'll snap it with 3. Play action, dump right side. Dimitri Peters has got it, and he's going to be taken down right at the 39-yard line.
Okay, so they just ran that same play with a different option. The wide receiver came out of that little bunch trio set as a setup for a screen, and that's how they were able to open up the 5 yards on the rush that one because Davis Nye was too busy.
Davis Nye was right there. Purple Raiders almost jumped, but they get back. Game clock at 45, the play clock at 16. Triangle trips to the right. Foreman in the gun. 4th down and 5. I would be not surprised if they just snapped this thing right before the play. Oh, and they moved the big left tackle for Heidelberg. He is saying I was drawn. Or what do they call that? In the pros, they call what? Unabated to the quarterback? Some nonsense. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Heidelberg, and now they will punt the ball away. Whoa. With 30 seconds to go in the first half. The Purple Raiders do have 2 timeouts remaining.
Oh, I don't know. Punt?
Well, if you go here and you don't get it, you're giving the ball to Mount at the 45.
30 seconds to go.
And with the wind, you would think Merrick would be, if given an opportunity, between 40 and 45, they would definitely take a shot if they had to. So now the Student Princes will punt the football away. That's Nate LaRoche. He should hit this at about his 45. Mason Ashby back for the Raiders at the 10. Again, 30 seconds to go with the first half. Purple Raiders in front, 14-6. There's the snap. There's the boot by LaRoche. End over end. They'll just get away from that, baby. It'll bounce at the 10. Heidelberg could have let that roll a little bit, take some more time off the clock, but they didn't. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Mount will take over 1st and 10 at their own 13. So if you're Jeff Dart, are you cooking anything up here? You got a couple timeouts. You got some playmakers, or do you say, you know what? It's been a little bit of a choppy half. Let's just go to the locker room and talk about it.
I would dump it off to your running back, a little halfback pass, try to create something. But I don't agree with the decision to punt by Heidelberg. I'm sorry. I just think that they should have went for it there. Try to get some points before half.
So Maloney is your tailback. Minard your tailback. Wide left, right. Now you're going to go trips to the right after the motion. This is going to be a vanilla play. Minard 15 to the 20. 25, 30, 35. Minard to the 40-yard line. Now if you're Mount Union, maybe you start thinking about getting greedy. Minard just took that baby on a 27-yard jaunt to the 40-yard line and a timeout with 13 seconds to go. And an injured player down at the 37. So Mount's got 1 timeout remaining. I'll tell you what, if they can get down to the 35, see now the wind is kind of changing directions here a little bit.
It just picked up for that punt. It was screaming at us when that ball was in the air for the punt.
If the wind stays true and it stays right to left, which no guarantees of that, I think you give Merrick a shot from 40, 52, 53. Just give it a shot and see what you can do. Stick around. Jeff Mears coming up. News, weather, sports. Ryan Bevere will take us the rest of the way, and we'll come back and rejoin you, all of us, for the beginning of the second half here on 1310 WDPN. Couple scores last night if you missed it in our neck of the woods. On the eastern side of the county, Alliance over Minerva 35-0. West Branch with a big win over Carrollton. And Salem took care of Barlington. How about that game last night? 61-39. So if you had the over or the under at 100, you pushed. Here we go. Purple Raiders going to go trips right, slot to the left is Cockrell. Minard the tailback, and Mikey in the gun. 1st and 10 Mount at their 40. Maloney to throw. Steps up, looks, throws. Caught out of bounds at the 47. 8 seconds. You can run one more play here.
You kept the timeout.
You can run one more play. You might be able to run 2 here because you got the timeout.
Yeah.
I think Coach Dart wants to see if they can weasel them down there to about the 36, 37 and maybe take a shot.
Yeah, that was a great play call to hit the sideline and go out of bounds. It only took a couple seconds off the clock, and here you are. You still have that timeout, so you could look over the middle of the field if you needed to.
Absolutely. All right, so Heidelberg is going to heavy sub here.
They've done that a lot this afternoon where they swap about 6 guys at once.
Purple Raiders now have a trips package left, slot right. Maloney's in the gun. Second down and 2, but that's not the important factor. The important factor is there's 8 seconds left in the first half, and the Raiders have 1 timeout remaining. So Cockrell's going to join the trips package over here. And going wide right is going to be Preston Smith. Maloney in the gun. Mikey's got time. Over the middle, Cockrell got it. Timeout, Purple Raiders with 3 seconds to go. They're at the 42. This would be a 59-yard attempt. And with the wind, we'll see. They're going to talk about it as they call their final timeout. So you either go for a field goal here, it's going to be, it would be 60 yards, or you see if Maloney can rear back and chuck it into the end zone and see if you can get something to happen your way. My guess is they're going to go back and do the old Hail Mary.
Yep, you've got Amari Allen at 6'1". He's your tallest receiver, unless they went ahead and have a different package. Maybe they've got someone that they'd like to send downfield with a little more size. But a field goal in these wins right now.
Yeah, you're probably asking for too much there. Plus you risk, the block and a return and all that crazy stuff. So
Wyatt Steele is 6'3". He can get down into the end zone and box out. Might be able to come down with a Hail Mary.
Heidelberg is going to put their free safety, all the way back at about the 5. Looks like they will rush 3. Purple Raiders are going to go trips right, slot left, Maloney in the gun. This will be the final play, barring a penalty. Raiders from the Heidelberg 43-yard line. Maloney in the shotgun. There's the snap. Mikey to throw it. Steps up in the pocket. He's got all day. He leans into it. Fires it, end zone. A lot of bodies down there. Tipped. Incomplete. Holy cow, everybody had a chance at it. The ball hit the turf, and we have played 2 quarters here at Heidelberg. Your score, the Mount Union Purple Raiders 14 to the Student Princes of Heidelberg 6. Let the big halftime show begin on 1310 WDPN.
Montfort Glass reminds you that fall is just around the corner and winter won't be far behind. And now's the time to think about those commercial doors and windows that need a little work. When the mercury in the old thermometer starts to plummet and the cold wind starts to blow, you'll want to be warm and cozy inside. And you can be with the help of the experts at Montfort Glass. They can replace broken or cracked windows and doors quite economically with unsurpassed service. Montforts can even handle those odd and different sized windows, as well as replacing the old hardware and providing weather stripping for commercial doors of all types. No matter what kind of door or window treatment you need, the crew at Montfort Glass can handle it. Imagine the comfort of a pleasantly warm home, and your fuel bill savings will add up too. Call the glass experts at Montfort Glass at 330-823-0450. Montfort Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices, packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of AM 1310 WDPN News. Union employees at Metallus are scheduled to vote on a tentative contract with the Canton-based steelmaker October 30th. United Steelworkers Local 1123 represents 1,200 employees at the company's Canton operations. The union and Metallus announced the tentative 4-year agreement earlier this month. Details were not released. The current contract was set to expire September 22nd, but was extended through October 15th as negotiations continued. A fourth man is charged in a home invasion. 43-year-old Ricky Lee Martin of Canton was arrested in Bainbridge Township and charged with complicity. An Amish man in Geauga County's Middlefield Township told police 3 men had entered his home, robbed him, assaulted him and his 8-year-old son with a stun gun, and took the boy hostage. The child was able to escape. 44-year-old William Hatfield of Maslin and 36-year-old Randall Cromer of Doylestown were apprehended on kidnapping charges at a Canton home Wednesday. 33-year-old Bradford Hosler was arrested in Canton Saturday. He is charged with kidnapping, aggravated robbery, and aggravated burglary. The repository reports the Stark County Board of Elections will tighten ballot proofing after erroneous absentee ballots were sent to 58 voters. Some voters not in the Maslin Public Library District were sent ballots containing a replacement library levy. They were informed their votes on the issue would not be counted. Some voters in the Canton Local School District received ballots for school board with no candidates listed. There are 3 candidates running for 3 seats. Affected voters will be sent new ballots. A Stark County grand jury has indicted a man on child sex charges. 24-year-old Joshua Barnes of Jackson Township is charged with 2 counts of unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. The indictment was issued in May, and he was arrested Wednesday. Barnes was arraigned today in common pleas court. He posted bond and was released from the county jail. Barnes allegedly took part in sexual conduct with a girl who was at least 13 years old, but under the age of 16. The activity occurred between October 2023 and April 2024. A pretrial hearing is scheduled for October 27th. Robertson Heating Supply has begun expansion of its distribution center in Alliance. A groundbreaking ceremony recently took place for the 93,000 square foot addition. It will be located at Robertson's headquarters on West Main Street. The new facility will serve as a warehouse and storage space and have 24 additional loading docks. Completion is expected by December 2026. The financial operations and procedures of Perry Township's fiscal office are the subject of an independent review. Trustees agreed to pay attorney Julie Jack Meades to conduct the investigation. The cost will be $10,000. According to the repository, fiscal officer Craig Chesler believes the probe is
With sunshine, bright release, dance to the rhythm.
A little bit of college football score updates for you before we get into all of that. Some good action, some good ball game going around the great country. Starting with some ranked matchups, Vanderbilt
called a woman September 21st and told her he would kill the assault victim and his children if he didn't drop charges. Good Ballet is accused of pulling a woman's hair while she was driving and throwing a lit cigarette at her in East Liverpool July 21st. A preliminary hearing is set for October 23rd. The Highway Patrol continues to investigate a Thursday crash in Canfield Township that took the life of one of their troopers. Around noon, 40-year-old Nicholas Caton responded to Route 11 to assist a disabled semi in the northbound lanes. The truck's driver had struck an object in the road. Caton was in his cruiser with his emergency lights on when another semi rear-ended his vehicle. The collision sent the cruiser into the disabled truck, hitting the driver. Caton died at the scene. The disabled truck's driver, 65-year-old Nelson Vasquez of Florida, was flown to a local hospital. His condition was not available. The other driver, 35-year-old Ryan Rock of Canfield, was not injured. A Mahoning County Common Pleas Court jury has found a woman guilty of unlawful restraint, child endangering, and domestic violence, but acquitted her of kidnapping. The verdicts were issued Thursday in the case of 51-year-old Stacy Gilmore of Youngstown. The charges were filed after she was arrested by Boardman police in 2023. Gilmore was accused of kidnapping a 5-year-old child. They were removed from her home by Children's Services after they discovered evidence of abuse. Sentencing is scheduled for December 2nd. It's off to jail for a Warren woman convicted in connection with a shooting. 33-year-old Lucretia Green was sentenced Tuesday by Trumbull County Common Pleas Judge Ronald Rice to 2 years behind bars. She pleaded guilty to 1 count of improper discharge of a firearm on or near a prohibited premises, which included a gun specification. The charge resulted from a March 29th incident at a bar on Elm Road Northeast in Howland Township. Green opened fire following an argument with 2 people in the parking lot. A vehicle was struck by bullets. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly cloudy and cool, a low of 47. Mostly cloudy skies to start your Saturday, gradually becoming sunny with a high near 77. Saturday night, another chance for showers, mostly cloudy with a low dipping to 62. Sunday, showers and thunderstorms possible during the afternoon, a high of 71. Monday, mostly sunny with a chance of morning showers, a high of 60. For AM 1310 WDPN News, I'm Jeff Mears.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today?
What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You?
Oh, I need new kitchen cabinets and countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
Yeah, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is a craft-made dealer, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Halftime for Mount Union Purple Raider football on AM 1310 WDPN. I'm Ryan Bevere with you. Sam Berkman will be joining us later on in the halftime show, and he'll take it away in the third quarter. We've got a tight ball game here at Heidelberg. It's Mount Union 14, Heidelberg 6. We'll go through some stats, and then afterwards we'll go ahead and we'll get you the highlights. There was not many highlights in the first half, 3 to get to. And how did we get there? This is how. Mount Union, 11 first downs versus Heidelberg 10. Rushing yards for Mount Union, 14 tries, 99 yards. Heidelberg, 25 tries, 96 yards. Mount Union, 130 passing yards, Heidelberg 84. Total offensive plays, 31 for Mount Union. It equals 229 yards. 40 for Heidelberg. It equals 180 yards. No fumbles lost for either team. An interception for both teams. Heidelberg had an interception. They almost took it for a pick six. It went for 48 yards. And the very next play, Costa T had an interception for Mount Union. That was their first and only interception of the first half. Punts, 2 punts each, averaging 29 yards for Mount Union. Heidelberg did have a blocked punt in there to lower that number. Heidelberg 2 punts for 46 yards. Penalties, 3 on Mount Union for 20 yards. 4 penalties on Heidelberg for 29 yards. Time of possession, Mount trailing 12:50 to 17:10. Third down conversions, 2 of 5 for Mount Union, 3 of 9 for Heidelberg. Fourth down conversions, 1 of 1 for Mount, 2 of 3 for Heidelberg. Red zone scoring chances, 2 of 2 for Mount Union. The Berg's been in the red zone 3 times. They only got 1 score out of it. Individual stats, Caden Minner, 9 carries, 63 yards. Mikey Maloney had 1 carry for 23. Darnell Williams, 4 for 13. He had a touchdown. Mikey Maloney, 10 of 17 in an interception, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. 47 was his long. Jacob Cockrell, 5 targets, 3 catches, 26 yards. Davion Grant, 5 targets, 2 catches, 68 yards. Mason Ashby, 3 targets, 2 catches, 26 yards. Preston Smith, 1 target, 1 catch, 9 yards. Michael Franklin has 1 punt of 45. He did have the blocked punt for 13 yards. Tackles, Caleb Brown, 2 unassisted, 2 assisted. 2 unassisted, 4 assisted, 6 total, and a sack. 1.5 tackles for loss. Davis Nye, 4 unassisted tackles, 1 assisted tackle, has 5 total. Keenan Cruz, 2 unassisted, 3 assisted, 5 total. And Gavin Earhart, 2 unassisted tackles, 2 assisted tackles, and a half a yard tackle for loss. Another stat for you. Ryan Bevere, bee stings, 1. Got stung right outside the press box here at Heidelberg. Took a quick breather right before coming on here while Jeff Mears was doing the halftime, and that will probably be my biggest mistake of the weekend. I didn't expect to see the bee getting lodged in between my earlobe and my skull, but it happened, and I was stung, and my ears ringing. So let's get the highlights real quick. Let's go back to the first score of the ball game. 3 minutes in, Darnell Williams took a 4-yard rush into the end zone for Mount Union.
H-back Steele to the right, motion to the right side, quick handoff to Darnell. He's to the 2, Darnell to the 1, Darnell Williams into the end zone, touchdown Mount Union. So the Purple Raiders go right down the field and score. 12:07 to go in the first quarter.
Mount Union took a 14-0 lead after that one. It was Wyatt Steele, caught a 1-yard pass from Mikey Maloney.
Comes the crowd at Herdeman Stadium. Wyatt Steele tight to the right, Grant in motion. Mikey fakes it. He's going to look at the end zone. Touchdown. Wyatt Steele, the big tight end. What a play. Play action. Steele in the back of the end zone. And it's 13-0 Mount Union.
Heidelberg did get on the scoreboard in the second quarter. It was a Foreman 1-yard rush. So that's where we keep it, 14-6. Mount Union has the lead over Heidelberg. Might try to find some cream for my ear.
Thank you.
I don't believe I need an EpiPen, but you'll know sooner rather than later if I ended up needing one. Let's take a break here on the halftime show, and we'll be back from Heidelberg. Once again, it's 14-6 Mount. We've got about 10 minutes until we kick off the second half.
Montfort Glass reminds you that fall is just around the corner and winter won't be far behind. And now's the time to think about those commercial doors and windows that need a little work. When the mercury in the old thermometer starts to plummet and the cold wind starts to blow, you'll want to be warm and cozy inside. And you can be with the help of the experts at Montfort Glass. They can replace broken or cracked windows and doors quite economically with unsurpassed service. Montfort's can even handle those odd and different sized windows, as well as replacing the old hardware and providing weather stripping for commercial doors of all types. No matter what kind of door or window treatment you need, the crew at Montfort Glass can handle it. Imagine the comfort of a pleasantly warm home, and your fuel bill savings will add up too. Call the glass experts at Montfort Glass at 330-823-0450. Montfort Glass, 30 South Union Avenue, in Alliance.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310WDPN.com.
Halftime here at Heidelberg. Mount Union leads 14-6. I guess we'll go ahead and plug Heavenly Pizza. Thanks for our lunch here at Heidelberg, here in Tiffin this afternoon. Really good pizza. How about some college football scores? Let's do that. A lot of people probably wondering who's winning that LSU Vanderbilt game. I got an answer for you. How about the Vanderbilt Commodores? 31-24 over LSU, fourth quarter. Georgia Tech leads Duke 13-10. That's in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma 14, South Carolina 7. Some more ranked matchups for you going down across the country. Your Ohio State Buckeyes are 6-0. They're going to travel to Wisconsin, and they're going to take on the 2-4 Badgers at 3:30. Michigan State in Indiana. That's in Indiana. Bloomington at 3:30. Ole Miss in Georgia. 5 versus 9. That'll be at 3:30. Texas Tech, Arizona State. That's at 4 o'clock. Memphis UAB. 4 o'clock, Texas A&M. Arkansas will play at 5:30. Oregon trying to bounce back after losing to Indiana at home. Dan Lanning will have the Ducks playing against Rutgers at 6:30. Washington State travels to Virginia tonight. Texas and Kentucky. That is normally a nice basketball matchup. If you said Texas versus Kentucky, I would assume that we were somewhere between November and March, but it's October and they're going to play football. It's Texas and Kentucky tonight at 7. Tennessee will travel to Alabama. That's a ranked matchup at 7:30. Another ranked matchup, USC Notre Dame at 7:30. There are tons and tons of college football games to be excited for tonight. FAU travels to South Florida at 7:30. Missouri and Auburn will play in Auburn. 7:45. Utah and BYU, the Holy War, will be at 8 o'clock tonight. Cincinnati will take on Oklahoma State at 8 o'clock. Last night, Miami lost to Louisville, and Nebraska lost to Minnesota. So those two top 25 teams fell on a Friday night. Miami was at home. A couple more scores for you that are live, maybe not ranked. Michigan 21, Washington 7. The UConn Huskies went into Boston College. They've got an 8-point lead with the ball. It's 31-23. Houston and Arizona, the Cougars have that one by a touchdown. It's 28-21. TCU and Baylor, they are delayed right now. That score is 35-21. Army 17, Tulane 10. Central Michigan 27, Bowling Green 6. Miami 37, Eastern Michigan 14. UCF 14, West Virginia 7. Sorry, McAfee. Kent State and Toledo. And Kent State was a big underdog today. They're tied 10-10 against the Rockets. Buffalo 3, UMass 0. Purdue and Northwestern about to kick off. Troy and UL Monroe about to kick off. And Mount Union and Heidelberg about to kick off the second half. We're a couple minutes away. I can't read the scoreboard here. You can hear the wind is going to pick up. The sun is approaching cloud right now. It would be great if we got it, because it's beating down on the press box. And I've got a black hoodie on. And the thing about me is, when I go hoodie, I don't normally put a shirt on underneath. I just wear the hoodie as a shirt. So I can't even take it off in exchange. I can't even go into a t-shirt mode. But that's where we're at right now. And again, we still got a tight game, so be listening in the second half. You got Mount Union 14, Heidelberg 6. Sam Berkland joining us back in the broadcast booth. What do you think Jeff Dart said at halftime to his team that is only up 8 points on the road?
Well, before we go any further, I got to tell you, when you went outside, did you turn to your right and look down behind the stands at all?
I went outside, I got stung by a bee, and I immediately came back inside.
They have the neatest little beer garden here.
Huh.
And you can probably get about 30, 35 folks down there. They got about 5 or 6 tables. They got about 6, 7 chairs at each. They got a couple folks behind a couple of tables, and you can just get whatever you want. They give you a little koozie to put your can in, and you can just hang back there and relax and enjoy halftime activities or whatever. Now, if I'd have known that was there before I came up here today, you would have done the whole game by yourself. But I wasn't aware. But very, very cool little idea. I'm gonna tell the folks at Mount you might want to look into something like that. But going back to your original question, as I got sidetracked, I think what you're going to see here today is the same thing that we saw in the ball game against Otterbein. Remember when Mount came out and they put 28 points on the board in the third quarter and they erased all doubt? Now, Heidelberg is much better than Otterbein. But I'm guessing the coach lit into the guys a little bit during the break and said, hey, let's hit the alarm clock and let's get out there and play Mount Union football. So we'll see. 14-6 Purple Raiders as we get ready to start the second half here in Tiffin on an 84-degree October Saturday. Well, that wind is yikes. That wind is leaving, no doubt. And I'll tell you what, it's offending the passing game for both these quarterbacks. Mikey Maloney. And Ty Portman. Passing games be affected by the wind. Maloney today, 6 of 7, 105 yards, 1 touchdown. But the fact they've only thrown the ball 7 times is Mount Union. Now that's after the first quarter. I was going to say that's no good. That's that sheet right there.
Back to receive.
Mikey.
Weaver and Bitter.
10 of 17 for 130 yards and a couple of touchdowns in the first half. So we're ready to go here. Second half just about ready to get underway. I'm telling you, we are in a wind tunnel. But the show must go on. Purple Raiders will receive and go right to left. The kick is in the air. It is very short. Better come up and grab that. And they do at the 38-yard line. One of the upmen for the Purple Raiders, Ricky Williams, the freshman, fields that kickoff, and Mount will go 1st and 10 right to left as we start the third quarter of play. They're expecting heavy rains here about 6, 7 a.m. But until then, this is what you're going to have. You're going to have a lot of wind, a little bit of humidity, and bright sunshine. When we get closer to we get back home, that heavy rain will probably start at about the 8, 9 a.m. mark as opposed to 6 or 7 here in Tiffin. Here we go. Purple Raiders 1st and 10. Maloney hands it off. 39 to the 40. Gain of 3. 2nd down 7 for Darnell Williams. It's been Darnell Williams and Minard today. No Sean Thomas. That's it as far as the running backs are concerned. Purple Raiders looking for their 6th win of the year. Heidelberg comes in 3-2 on the season. Purple Raiders have won 36 in a row against the Student Princes, looking for 37 here today in Tiffin. Steal in motion. Mikey play action. He's looking for Cockrell. There it goes. Caught it. 1st down inside the 24. Now they're going to say, yeah, that's Mount Union football. That's Mount Union ball. Cockrell with the catch. One of the Student Princes, that was Patterson, tried to get in there and wrestle it away, but the official had already awarded possession to Mount. They'll take it 1st and 10 at the Student Princes 23. Here we go, right to left. There goes Darnell, 20, spins away to the 15. Darnell Williams picks up around 8 yards of the play, and this is what I'm talking about. You come out, you get the kickoff, you go down the field, you say, this is our time.
Mason Fortner is the right guard that replaced the injured Grayson Lehman. He's holding his own right now.
Well, Mason has had a lot of snaps for this Mount Union team in his career. So he is no stranger to the bright lights of the bright sun on Saturday afternoons. 2nd down and 4. Williams again, 15, Darnell 10. Williams to the 5, and he's taken down at the 5-yard line. Nice downfield blocking by Jacob Cockrell. And the Purple Raiders now have a 1st and goal at the Berg 5-yard line.
The official had to get in between Cockrell and the defensive back, and he kind of shoved Cockrell there. I've never seen that kind of physicality out of an official.
Those two were getting after it over there after the play was over. 1st and goal, Purple Raiders just outside the Heidelberg 5-yard line. Mount going right to left. Mason in motion. Mikey fakes it, rolls it out to the right, dumps it off to Minard into the end zone for the touchdown. Boom, 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 touchdown. 12:26 to go in the third quarter. Purple Raiders on top, 20-6.
Minard was originally stopped at the end zone right there, but a second effort, he's able to cross the goal line. 6 points for Mount Union, and it looks like Otterbein all over again. Starting to, at least.
Well, and that ball game, as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, Mount came out of the locker room and put a 28-0 blitz on Otterbein and never looked back in that 62-7 win. Merrick on it for the extra point. Drills it. 12:26 to go in the third. A little breathing room now for the guys in purple. 21-6 Raiders here at Herman Stadium. Holds around 3,000 fans. Nice little place to watch a ball game. We mentioned stands only on the home side here. You got some bleachers seating to the right. You also have folks that are able to bring their lawn chairs or fold-out chairs and kick back behind the end zone and check the game out. In the end zone to our left, they've got the orange fencing that will separate a lot of the track and field area behind the end zone to our left. Scoreboard is catty corner to us here, so we get a perfect view. The only thing is it's dim. If you're broadcasting a game, that's how you want your scoreboard, the angle. I mean, it is looking right at you. So kudos to the folks here for making that happen. Sometimes my eyes and the scoreboard aren't the best of friends.
Yeah.
So that wind just blew the ball off the tee. 2 minutes to go in the game. 28-28, Arizona and Houston are tied. Vandy 31, LSU 24, but the Bayou Bengals are moving. 4 minutes to go. Michigan 21, Washington 7. Georgia Tech 20, Duke 10, 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Yellow Jackets with the ball. Oklahoma 17, South Carolina 7, midway through the third. Kenton Toledo 10-10, midway through the second quarter. Bucks and Badgers today from Camp Randall at 3:30. Ohio State a 25.5-point favorite today. And could Luke Fickell be on the hot seat? I believe he is in Wisconsin. All right, ball came off the tee again, so one of the Purple Raiders is going to have to come up and do the holding for Raftery. Low line driver, Squibber, scooped up at the 12-yard line. Return to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30. A little shake and bake and out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Nice return by Tyrese Clairvaux, and that's where the student princes will set up shop first and 10. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere, good to be with you on this Saturday. Don't forget, next Saturday, we will be with the McKinley-Massillon high school football game next Saturday over at Tom Benson. So you'll have, who's the crew next Saturday? I forget right now, but Ryan and I will not be with you next Saturday. We'll be back the following Saturday at home at 1:30. Here's Miller over the left side, picks up a couple of yards to the 33-yard line.
With the stop.
Big opportunity for the defense of Mount Union to right some wrongs in the first half, get a 3-and-out, and get that Mount Union offense back on the field.
I think Jay and Mike have the call for Mount Union next Saturday at Cara Stadium. Twins to the left, tight to the right for the Berg. It's 2nd down and 8. Miller coming around the right side, and the Purple Raiders bring him down. Caleb Brown, preseason All-American, drills him to the turf at the 32-yard line. That'll be a loss on the play, maybe about a yard. Going to mark it back at the 31. 11:27, third quarter. Mount Union 21, Heidelberg 6 here at Tiffin. 84 degrees now at the stadium. And the wind is whipping, as it has since we arrived here a little bit before noon today. Not a bad drive over. About 2 hours and 5 minutes. Back to throw. Foreman, he's sacked. The ball comes out. Scooped up by the Purple Raiders. Mount Union's got it 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. That was the big man, Elijah Franklin, 6'2", 235 pounds. The strip the pickup, the rumble. First down, Purple Raiders deep in Heidelberg territory.
You also had Caleb Brown in the mix, sacking the quarterback. He had a monster game last week against Wilmington, a monster season for Caleb Brown.
Caleb's been playing really well the last 3 weeks. Talked to head coach Jeff Dart on the show Thursday afternoon on 1310 WDPN, and he says, yeah, he has turned it up a notch here the last couple of weeks. Maloney, it's a deep inside handoff to Minard. 15-10, 5 touchdown. Oh, that was easy. 15-yard scamper. Minard hits the pay dirt. Mount Union flexing 27-6.
Maloney dropped back so far and delayed the handoff. Everyone in the stadium, and especially on the defense, thought that he was going to pass the ball, and they handed off to Minard, and he was untouched into the end zone. That's their third running back.
Yeah.
And he is.
And I'll tell you what, talk about the running back situation. The freshman Lucas Weaver, number 8, he's been getting a couple of looks this year. Wait till he puts on a couple more years of experience. And Merrick on for the extra point. Drills that one up and good. 10:53, third quarter, Mount Union 28, Heidelberg 6. Can you say rerun of Otterbein?
Yeah, I mean, you called it. If you happen to leave the car, run to the grocery store, and you're just checking back in, you're probably a little confused right now. But yeah, pedal to the metal. It's so nice. It's weird because you have the Otterbein game, not a great first half. They come out in the second half and they torch. Then you go to Wilmington, and it was an excellent first half. Like they put them away before halftime was over, and then they just added on in the second half. So now it's kind of like a every other week type thing. I hope we're not going to some trend like that, but something is going down in the first half. And there's been at least 2 games this season that they weren't all the way ready to play, but it's nice to see that Jeff Dart's able to make these adjustments at halftime, and the Raiders are able to respond.
How about this baseball news? I don't know if you follow college baseball, but Tennessee, who's been on top of it the last several years, their manager, Tony Vitello, he has been hired to be the new manager of the San Francisco Giants. Wow. That's just coming down a couple of minutes ago. So the Tony Vitello show, leaving Knoxville and going out to the Bay. That's a big story right there.
Yeah.
That kickoff goes 3 yards deep in the end zone, touchback. The Student Princes will take over first and 10.
I'm a fan of Gabe
We have
Kaplan.
a winner in that Team Athletic Advisory Committee's 50-50 raffle.
Well, there was some thought
$260. The winning number is
that Bruce Bochy might
705.
come back to San Francisco, and they kind of squashed that. And they said, "Nah, we want to kind of go in a different direction, maybe a little." Their general manager said, we want to go a little bit out of the box here, maybe." If some people would think of it that way. Boy, did they go out of the box. They went to Knoxville and got their guy, Tony Vitello. Student Prince's first to 10 of their 25-yard line. Poorman back to throw, out route, caught at the 30, drilled out of bounds by Jerry Cooper, the senior, 6 foot, 195 pounder. Going to be good for 5 yards in the play. Second down, 5.
Second down.
10:42, clock runs third quarter. Purple Raiders in front, 28-6. Poorman in the gun. Twins left, slot right. Miller's going to get the carry. He burrows his way to the 30, and Caleb Brown and company are there to bring him down at the 30-yard line. No gain.
With the carry,
Caleb Brown again.
First at the stop. It's third down.
We mentioned this Heidelberg football program. Won the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl back in 1972. The last year they won the Ohio Athletic Conference. So they have been there. Been a while, but they have been there, and they came home with the big one. Third down and 5. Poorman's going to go back to throw. The heat is on. Pass is caught at the 37 and a first down. How about that? Leo Martin, the freshman, with the grab and a first down all the way out to the 38-yard line.
Incredible catch. Weston Arthur had
Almost had it, didn't he?
As a sack, couldn't get it.
4 wide for Foreman. He's going to sling it again. Steps up in the pocket, looking downfield, just throws it away, incomplete.
That was kind of a lazy throwaway. Coach T was right there.
Gavin Earhart was chasing him, and he just kind of chucked it out of bounds. Incomplete pass. Purple Raiders, 28-6. First half was a little bit of a struggle, but 2 quick touchdowns here in the third quarter to open things up a bit, and a 22-point lead for Mount Union. Heidelberg second and 10. Raiders will rush 4. Miller's going to get the carry, and they're going to get him at the 40-yard line. First hit was by Parker Logan, and Earhart finished it off for the Purple Raiders. It'll be third down. Third down and 8. The ball at the Heidelberg 40-yard line as they go left to right here in the third quarter of play on a beautiful Saturday. Some high white puffy clouds, but a lot of nice warm sunshine today here on the 18th of October. I tell you what, we have not had a bad weather day all year.
No.
I mean, not one. Third down and 8 for the Student Princes. Porman's going to go back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Flushed. Got him. Cooper is going to wrap him up at the 37-yard line. That'll be a loss of 3 yards on the play. Fourth down, and the Mount Union defense comes off the field. And they'll receive the punt as we're come under 8.5 to go third quarter. Cooper's having a nice game.
So if I use my camera, Sam, and I point it towards the scoreboard.
Can you read it better?
I can read it a little bit better. Let me see if I got this correct. 8:12 to go in the third quarter?
Yes. Fourth down and 11, and they are going to be punting into the wind. Is LaRoche. That baby's going to sail to the right, get caught up in the wind. It takes a Heidelberg bounce. It'll go down to the 20, and they'll down it right at the Mount Union 20-yard line. 7:49 to go. It's either 49 or 44, I don't know. But it's 28-6 Raiders, and Mount will take over first and 10. 2 minutes to go. Vanderbilt 31, LSU 24. Vandy first and goal.
Man, who's seen that coming?
I don't know. I think he might be sitting next to you. I tried to tell him, folks. I tried to tell him.
He did for 2 hours. Call me Jerry, Sam.
First down Raiders. Maloney in the gun. Minard goes in motion. Darnell, the tailback. He'll give it to Williams. Nope. Yeah, that's Williams. 25. Darnell to the 30. Chopping his legs to the 31 to the 32. First down Mount Union. That's a 12-yard scamper by Darnell Williams. Now one of Mount's linemen.
That's a first down.
Down.
Player down on the field.
I don't have a 67. Do you? Or was that 76? That's Mitch Coffey, the outstanding junior out of West Branch, 6'3", 270. He went down. He tried to get up. He took about 2 or 3 steps. He says, you know what? I think I'm going to go down here. And he's down at the 35 and an official timeout with 7:27 to go. So, boy, not a good day for the Mount Union offensive line. Grayson went out earlier today, and now Mitch Coffey is down at the 35. They're going to pull the big man up, and they're going to help him off. Mitch not putting any weight on his left leg. Grayson Lehman went off with an injury. It was his right leg earlier today, so now Mount is down 2 of their starting linemen on the offensive side of the ball. And you can overcome a lot of stuff, and I know Mount can do it because they've got the numbers and they've got the coaching and they've got everything. But starting offensive lineman is a position where you you really can't afford to lose a lot of your number one guys. So Maloney and the Raiders 1st and 10. They're 32. Right up the gut to the 34. Darnell Williams picks up a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Tackle. 2nd down.
So who's in there now? We get
Looks like
Mason.
I think we have Garrett Beasley.
Okay, I can't tell because the way they're lined up at the line, I can't see anybody's numbers. The only number I can even see out there is Fred Ferber, 6'3", 285 senior. He's the left tackle. Twins right, slot left. Maloney back to throw. Mikey steps, fires, caught. First down, Purple Raiders at their own 42-yard line. That was Davion Grant on the catch and a first down. Purple Raiders 28, Heidelberg 6, 3rd quarter. Clock runs at 6:17 and moving here in Tiffin. Sun behind one of those puffy white clouds for the time being as the Raiders are marching it right to left here, middle of the 3rd quarter. 3 wides, wide right, slot left, wide left. Mikey Maloney in the gun. Darnell, the tailback. They'll send Mason Ashby in motion between the two. Handoff right up the middle, 40. Darnell to the 45 to the 50. Williams got a first down at the Heidelberg 47-yard line.
That was classic sprint to the first down marker. That's what he did. He was all he cared about was getting the first down. They got tripped up right away. Man, I'll tell you what, that sun goes away and the scoreboard does get a little brighter.
Heidelberg will be at Muskingum next Saturday at 1:30. Then home to Otterbein, home to Wilmington. They'll finish up at BW on November the 15th. Looks like they did play a couple of night games this year. Calvin and Hiram, they played at 7 o'clock here at Herneman Stadium. I'd love to see a night game down here. I don't know why they don't play more night games in this league.
Williams with the carry.
They don't. Mountain hasn't had a home night game in forever.
2nd down.
I've never witnessed one. The only night game I've ever witnessed at Mount Union was at the Navy base.
I remember that one.
Wish I did.
That did not end well.
They still never threw that flag.
One of the more bizarre trips I've ever taken. Covering sports in my day. There's a penalty flag. It's going to be a false start on Mount Union, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, the official still has his flag in his pocket, Sam. I'm telling you, he's still reaching for it.
That was something.
That was the year Mount Union got hosed in football and hoops.
Yeah,
back to back.
Well, the basketball hosing was borderline despicable.
Yeah,
I will tell you that, and I normally try to stay pretty even keel on those kind of things, but that one still stings, man. Maloney throws it. Mason's got it. Ashby, little retreat, got to the 50 to the 49. It's going to set up a 3rd down at around 11 for the Purple Raiders. They're at the Student Prince's 49-yard line. 3:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Mount Union 28, Heidelberg 6 here on 1310 WDPN, streaming at Q92radiosports.com. Check the college football scoreboard here for you in a minute. Whoa, what the heck's going on there? Talk about jumping a snap. Well, I'll say. Ryan Pfeiffer, all 6'3", 240 pounds of him, he came across the line and he turned around and said, yeah, they never snapped the ball, did they? So 5-yard penalty. The Purple Raiders now will operate 3rd and 6 at the Heidelberg 44, going right to left. Trips right, slot left. Mikey Maloney out of Painesville Riverside High School, just having a phenomenal season. Darnell is going to go back and play tailback now. Maloney in the gun. Play clock is down to 4. Ashby in motion. There's the snap. Mikey gives it to Darnell, 30, 40, 35, puts his shoulder down to the 34 on a first down. That's a 10-yard gain for Darnell Williams. First down, Mount Union.
Offensive line is doing pretty well, holding up. That's what happens when you're recruiting like Mount Union, because you would imagine that their second stringers would probably start almost anywhere else. They are holding their own. The right tackle is, it looks like Coffee may be back in the ball game.
I'll let you know after this play when they start moving around down there. Ashby in motion. Hand off to Darnell, and he's going to be smothered at the 40-yard line. I do not see Mitch Coffee out there.
Nope, it's Garrett Beasley. Garrett Beasley is in for Coffee.
Yeah, I could see Mitch sitting over there.
So
way on the other side behind the Mount bench.
We'll have to see if there's any update after the game with Coach Dart.
All right, finals today. Michigan beat Washington 24-7. Vandy Commodore the Tigers of LSU 31-24. UConn beat BC. Central Michigan hammered Bowling Green today. Houston got a late field goal to beat Arizona 31-28. Buckeyes in Wisconsin coming up here in about 10 minutes up in Madison. Here it's a second down and long. Maloney's going to go back and throw. Looks downfield. Nobody. Got all day. He's going to roll right. There he goes. 40, 35. Maloney to the 30 and out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
Could have taken a shot to Mason Ashby. He was in the end zone. Not necessarily wide open, but he was there.
So Maloney gets a nice little chunk back. They're going to mark him down officially at the 29-yard line. $1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Mount Union 28, Heidelberg 6. The Raiders are marching toward the Student Prince's goal line now, deep here in the third quarter. The sun is officially back out here at Herneman Stadium. Purple Raiders in the white tops, black pants, purple helmets today. Mikey rides it into the belly of Minard. 30, 25, 20. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. He'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Purple Raiders. That's a 29-yard scamper. Minard for 6. 34-6, Purple Raiders.
He is so fast when he gets into open space. I don't know how he goes untouched. He shakes and bakes and just avoids every defender in his path. That is a heck of a running back number 3.
Caden Minard, sophomore, 5'8", 175 pounds. Merrick on it for the extra point. Michael Franklin will put it down at the 10-yard line. Merrick's been perfect today, and that streak continues. So 1:05 left, 35-6. Purple Raiders now have expanded it to a 29-point advantage. And well on their way to their 6th win of the season. Heidelberg looks like they're going to drop down to 500 and go 3-3. Mount Union is home next Saturday against Ohio Northern. 1:30 to kick right here on 1310 WDPN. Jay and Mike will have the call for you next Saturday. As Ryan and I and Clint and a cast of thousands will be bringing you the McKinley-Massillon game next Saturday, 2 o'clock at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Our pregame on Q92 and Q92radiosports.com starts at 10 a.m. from the Hall of Fame Village. And the kickoff at 2 o'clock between the Bulldogs and the Tigers next Saturday.
I am jacked.
You ready? I'm ready.
Oh, I'm jacked. It's the one day of the year I can wear an orange polo with a red sports coat.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Well, we might not get to. If we have this weather next Saturday, I'm leaving the sports coat at home.
Calling for a high of 60 next Saturday and partly sunny. But
I could do orange polo, red pants.
Ooh. We'll all be ready for that. There's the kickoff into the end zone. Heidelberg will go 1st and 10.
Clermont balances the ball. Heidelberg.
1:05 left to go in this ball game. So the Purple Raiders on their way to their 37th consecutive win over Heidelberg in this series. Again, Heidelberg has not beat the Purple Raiders since 1988. That was on September the 24th. Mount 55-13 all time in the series. You know what else we haven't seen today? It's just Nick Turner.
Yep.
Wide receiver. Porman's going to go back and chuck it. Incomplete. Coast to T with outstanding pass coverage at the 40-yard line. Second down and 10. What we got?
Player down in the field.
Got a Heidelberg player down at the 40. 58 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. Don't forget, give us a follow on X, AM 1310 WDPN. You can follow me on X as well, at Sam Berkwin16, and on Instagram and TikTok, at Sam Berkwin16 as well. Check us out on Facebook, too. Are you Xing or tweeting nowadays, or
I X.
are you?
I tweet.
You okay?
I do it all.
At Burley Gunner.
Oh yeah.
Check him out.
I'm a big TikTok guy.
I'm more of a TikTok guy now than I ever thought I would be.
Oh yeah.
It's it's the quick videos, 30, 40 seconds. It's a lot of really. I mean, there are some really good social media influencers out there, and obviously sports highlights like at the drop of a hat. It's just I've come to like it. Never thought I would. I actually downloaded the TikTok app like about a month after it first came to be, and after about 2 days ago, and I uninstalled it, and now here we are.
Brought it back. Yeah.
35-6 Mount Union, 40 seconds to go. Clock running, third quarter of play. Student Princes with the ball at their own 32. They'll have a third down and 3 coming up. They will have to run one more play here in the third. The game clock at 28, the play clock at 17. Wide right, left, slot left, H-back left, Porman in the gun. Raiders showing blitz. They're going to give it to Miller, sidestep a couple of tackles, and gets out across the 33 to the 34-yard line. Western Arthur on the tackle for Mount Union.
Arthur with the tackle.
And that looks like that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter here at Herniman Stadium. Tiffin, Ohio, the home of the Student Princes of Heidelberg University. Your score, Mount Union 35 and Heidelberg 6. We'll come back with the fourth quarter on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today?
What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You?
I need new faucets and a vanity, maybe even a whole new bathroom. But I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
Yeah, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard Plumbing Registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Heidelberg. Sam Berkwin, Ryan Bevere, 1310 WDPN, Q92 Radio Sports.com. 35-6 Mount Union. Mikey Maloney today, 14 of 21, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception. Caden Minner, 11 carries, 107 yards, and 2 touchdowns today. Darnell, 13 for 68 and a touchdown.
That last possession was all Menard for Mount Union.
Receiving today, Copperell, 5 for 72. Davion Grant, 2 for 68. Mason, 2 for 26. 2,211, the announced attendance here today at Herniman Stadium. Beautiful day for college football. Can't imagine we'll have many more of these, but who knows? What is going on here, by the way? Why we a challenge? What?
We not sure.
I don't know what they're. Here we go. Here's the call.
On the field, the runner restored to the line of the game is upheld. 4th down.
So they're going to say that last play just short of the line to gain, which is about the 35. Of course, we had the switch ends of the field, but you're down 35-6. You're 4th and 1. You're going to go at home, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Heidelberg. So 4th and 1. Looks like they might they got double tights. They got three running backs, and they got the quarterback, and everybody is bunched. This is basically the Philadelphia tush push here. Everybody in tight, get ready for a little rugby action. Horman will fake it, he'll run it, and he'll dive across the 35 and get a first down. I like that play right there.
Oh, I didn't.
Sucked everybody in, and Horman said, I'm coming around just over the left to the tight end side, and he dove ahead and got the first down.
First down.
I mean, obviously everybody thought, they're just going to wedge block it and go right up the middle. Horman took it. Raiders had 10 guys on the field. Liebler just making it on. Doesn't matter as Heidelberg running back is taken down back at the 34-yard line. So no gain on the play for Miller. Keenan Cruz with the stop for Mount Union, number 30, having another nice afternoon on the defensive side of the ball for Coach Jeff Dart. Wind continues to whip around here today. 14-10 left to go in the ball game. Purple Raiders in front. 35-6. Don't forget they're home next Saturday, 1:30 against Ohio Northern back at Cara Stadium. Pass out here in the flat. It's caught by Bradshaw, 35-40. Bradshaw goes out of bounds where? About the 42.
Bradshaw goes out of bounds by Earhart.
Okay, 44. Fisher on the left side was at the 42. He was 2 yards behind the play.
Michael Willing, the tight end, put a nice block on Caleb Brown right there to get them closer to that first down.
Burgers, brats, and dogs while supplies last.
Carry down to the 46-yard line. First down for the Student Princes. Miller on the carry, and a first down for Heidelberg. You ever had the PA guy come on in the field right in the middle of the play and announce about food specialists in the fourth quarter as the home team is snapping the ball? Timing.
I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of who it is, but there's a Stark County high school. The PA announcer does play-by-play while the play is moving.
There's more than one of those. Back to throw. Caught. Midfield, Weston Arthur brings the tight end down. Micah Wilnick at the 49-yard line. So a gain of around 3 yards on the play. 35-6 Purple Raiders. 12:37 clock running here in the fourth quarter. Play stick around. We'll have a quick post game. When we're done, we'll have our final stats, and we'll get on out of here and pack up and head back home. We'll have a couple of coaches interviewed and player interviews up for you on social media. Interception! Purple Raiders down at the 39-yard line. Goes to T with the INT. Purple Raiders first and 10.
That's his second interception of the game. Sam had one in the corner of the end zone to take one back from Heidelberg in the first half, and I believe that's his second.
So Costa Thrasavulu with his second interception today. Purple Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 40 with 12:19 to go in the game, and they're on top 35-6 here in the fourth quarter.
You're just talking about interviews after the game. I think we just found out who one of them might be.
I think you're right. I think he wears number 3. Mikey Maloney in the gun. Inside handoff to Darnell. 40, 45, to the 47, to the 48-yard line. Gain of 8 yards on the play. Second down at about 1.5 for Darnell.
He had one man to beat, and he would have been headed back to Alliance.
Darnell Williams and Caden Minner, the 1-2 punch today for Mount Union in the backfield. There's Sean Thomas today. Cockrell, the slot man in the 3 wide receiver format to the right side. Anderson will go in motion to the left. He'll give it to Minner. Caden to midfield, to the 49, to the 48 of Heidelberg. He picks up about 3. That's enough for a first down.
Hooker with the tackle.
Buckeyes in Wisconsin are just underway in Madison, no score. Browns and the Dolphins tomorrow in Cleveland. Want to take a shot who will win that battle of 1 and 5 teams?
It'll either be Cleveland or Miami.
Pass caught by Grant. 40. Davion got free at the 35 to the 30. Davion Grant to the 23-yard line. First down, Mount Union. That's a 25-yard hookup from Maloney to Davion Grant.
That's a Purple Raider, first and 10.
I would expect a tight game tomorrow.
And there could be a lot of elements, too. Could be a lot of wind and a lot of rain up at the stadium tomorrow.
Field goal kickers can just go ahead and stay home. Punting's going to be an issue. Throwing the ball is going to be an issue.
Mikey back to throw, fumbled the ball, but he falls on it back at the 36-yard line. Boy, the Heidelberg student princes were coming. And Maloney, as he was trying to get away, had the ball popped away, but he was able to bear crawl on the turf and get that loose ball, and the Purple Raiders will keep their possession alive. Now they'll scrimmage at the Heidelberg 36-yard line, right square in the middle of the field. Fourth quarter continues. 9:45 left to go. Purple Raiders in front, 35-6. Mikey had a little hitch in his giddy up there when he was getting up from recovering that fumble.
That was the biggest hit he's taken all season, I think.
Better hurry up. Play clock's at 1. They called timeout. Jeff Dart wanted a reset of the play clock and never got it. So the Purple Raiders are charged at timeout with 9:25 to go. Let's take a break. Purple Raiders up 35-6. Mac with more on 1310 WDPN.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
9:25 to go in the ball game. 35-6 Mount Union here in the fourth quarter. Georgia Tech beat Duke today 27-18. Tulane beat Army 24-17. Miami 44, Eastern Michigan 30. Michigan, Vandy, and Houston all winners today in college football. Ooh, that sun is out again. Ooh. Ashby in motion. Purple Raiders need a bucket. Inside handoff to Caden Minner, who got drilled at the 38-yard line. That's a big tackle right there for double fours for Heidelberg. It's about the third or fourth time we've called his name today. Trey Ferris, the linebacker, with the tackle.
Introduces himself.
So that'll bring up third down for the Purple Raiders. They got to get to the Heidelberg 13-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the Student Prince's 39-yard line, but no need to hurry here. No need to expedite the process. You got a big lead, and you just want to work on that clock. It's down to 8:45 to go in the game. 4 wide, Mikey to throw it, steps up, Maloney looks, fires, caught, Cockrell inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. So they got a pretty good chunk of that back. And that'll bring up fourth down for the Raiders. And here comes Yvonne Marek. This is going to be into the wind. Merrick is going to give it a whack. Michael Franklin will put it down at the 34. This will be a 44-yard field goal, left hash mark. And again, the wind's just blowing all over the place. See if he can get his foot into it, and Heidelberg just jumped off sides. Well, that'll help the cause.
Put him 5 yards closer.
That'll help.
I think he's definitely got the leg, but with the wind like this, you want to have it shorter so you can have a little better accuracy.
So that'll make it a 39-yard field goal attempt now. Franklin to spot it at the 29. Merrick trying to give the Purple Raiders a 38-6 lead here with 8:32 to go in the game. Franklin to put it down. From the left hash. From 39 yards. Snap, spot, kick, plenty of juice. It's up. It's good. Well, Merrick is good from 39 yards. And it's 38-6 now. Mount Union is he put his foot into that one pretty good.
Yeah. As the wind was picking up, you hear it on the crowd mic. It's getting everything. And you can see the trees. It's a good gauge across there going back and forth, back and forth. It's a nice day here in Tiffin.
84 degrees right now here at Heidelberg University. Forecasters were right on today. Even a couple of degrees under. Forecast here was about 80, 81. They're up to 84 now. That's probably what it's going to top out at.
I never checked.
So Mount Union 38-6. We got 8:20. Is that? I don't know. We'll say 8:20. Mount on their way to their 6th win of the year. Of course, undefeated in OAC conference play are the Purple Raiders. Only trouble today was you may have lost a couple of offensive linemen maybe for a little bit. I'm not sure the situation there. Other than that, it's been a pretty good day. Return across the 25 out to the 26, and that's where Heidelberg goes first and 10.
Returns the kickoff. Kelly.
So at this point, if you're Mount, you just want to run this clock. Run the clock. Everybody stays healthy on both sides, and let's call it. 8:16 to go.
Yeah, being healthy, staying healthy is it's very important. You already lost a couple of your O-line.
We got a backup signal caller in there for Heidelberg. I think that is Alex Arledge, 6'3", junior, 200 pounds.
Yeah, even Heidelberg has that idea.
Yeah, Portman is done for the day. They've taken Miller out, it looks like. Braylon Parker is in number 31 at tailback. Trips to the left, second down at around 12 for the Bird. Arledge back to throw, steps up in the pocket, heaves it deep down the left side, incomplete at the 48-yard line. Trying his hardest to get an interception was Ricky Levac, the sophomore. Ball goes incomplete, third down.
Almost came up with it, had to dive for it. Would have been cool. Would have made the highlight reel.
How's that ear doing?
Oh, it's hurt. It stings so bad you have no idea. I am in so much pain right now.
Halftime break came. We all went down to the pizza area, and Bevere grabbed his multiple slices of pizza on the plate, and he went out, and the B got him. Pass incomplete at the 30-yard line. I'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, maybe I took one too many. I tried taking two. The second slice stuck to the third slice, and I just said, well, whatever. I'll just take three. Karma got me immediately.
And the thing was, I was about to follow you out because I wanted to go out and be out in the sunshine a little bit, and then something just said, you know what? Don't go out there just yet.
It was a weird encounter between me and that bee. I didn't just get stung. He got stuck in between my ear and my head. It was there for about 3 seconds and then got me and took off.
There's the boot. High hanger. Mason Ashby. I'll tell you what, that's a tough thing to do on a day like today is catch a punt. And Ashby was able to hold on, and Purple Raiders will go first and 10 at their own 35-yard line. It was 7:22 to go in a 38-6 game. Stick around. Quick post-game show coming up at the conclusion of this afternoon's contest. And be on the lookout, 1310 WDPN social media, Instagram, Facebook, X. We'll have interviews with winning coach Jeff Dart and a couple of the Mount Union players, Costa Thrasavulu. Pretty good chance of being one of those, but those interviews will be posted a little bit later on today into the early evening. So check out our social media platforms all across the board. All right, Purple Raiders now with Chase Copper. Got some action this year in a couple of ball games. Purple Raiders first and 10 at their 34. Let's just keep this on the ground here. What do you say? There's Weaver. Talked about Weaver earlier today. Lucas takes it out to the 39-yard line for a gain of around 4. So Mount heavy substitution here. Same with Heidelberg as we play out the final 6:57 here.
Let's see what this freshman can do.
Hand it off.
Interesting to see.
That's all I want to see him do. Hand it off.
I want to see the running back, fourth stringer.
Hand off to Weaver. Burrows his way across the 40 to the 42 to the 43-yard line. We'll bring up third down and about 2 yards to go for the Student Princes. That's number 12. Austin Niederker, number 12, sophomore, 6'2", 205 pounds, defensive back. On that last play, it'll bring up third down and 2 for the Raiders at their own 43-yard line. Going left to right, fourth quarter, they lead it 38-6. Weaver, the tailback. Weaver gets it, and Weaver doesn't get it. He's down at the 40-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play. Well, you had a chance there to get a first down and get 4 more plays and keep things moving, but Heidelberg with a nice defensive play, and the Raiders will punt it away as Mike Franklin will come in. Back in punt formation, this 27-yard line. 5:30 to go, 38-6 Raiders by 32 here in Tifton.
Yeah, could have really put the game on ice there.
What's that?
Could have put the game on
ice
there.
Yeah, you just want to get a first down there and just keep running the ball. Franklin awaits the snap, booms it out of there, almost got blocked. Takes a little bit of a Mount roll inside the 30 to the 25. It'll roll to the 22, and the Raiders will down it at the Berg 20-yard line. 5:02 to go in the fourth quarter. 38-6 Mount Union. Ohio State's jumped on Wisconsin 7-0. 8:20 to go in the first quarter up at Camp Randall. TCU leads Baylor 35-21 late in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma 26, South Carolina 7. UCF just pounding West Virginia. What is going on with the Mountaineers? 35-7. 11 minutes to go there. Northwestern, quick 10-0 lead over Purdue in the second quarter. Boise State's taking a 7-0 lead over unbeaten UNLV. How about the job? Dan Mullen is done at UNLV. They're off to their, I believe, a 5-0 start, maybe 6-0.
You ever been over to Camp Randall?
No, I've not been to Camp Randall.
I'd rather go to Camp Choff, to be honest.
Mount actually played in a playoff game at Camp Randall one year because of the weather situation. They were supposed to play Wisconsin lacrosse, I believe, or maybe Whitewater in the field. It was a home game for one of the Wisconsin schools in the playoffs, and there was so much snow and so much damage done, they had to move the game to Camp Randall Stadium. Hand off to the 28-yard line and no further. Ohio leads Ohio Northern Illinois 7-zip. First quarter of play. Michigan State surprising Indiana 3-0 with about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nope, Hoosiers just scored 7-3.
Who's your daddy?
How about Coach Signetti cashing in a couple of days ago with an 8-year contract extension? $11.6 million a year. Boy, Indiana getting serious about football. It took a while, but they feel they have arrived with Kurt Signetti.
Well, they got to take advantage because the basketball team is less significant. There you go.
They're bad. Indiana basketball has been bad the last several years.
It is now a football school. How you like
Never
that?
thought I'd see the day.
No.
Akron leads Ball State 8-7. 6 minutes to go first quarter over in Muncie. First to 10 for the Bird. There's an inside handoff. That's Haley. Be taken down at the 35-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 38-6 Mount Union. Ohio Northern will be at Karas Stadium next Saturday. Kickoff at 1:30 right here on 1310 WDPN and Q92radiosports.com. And then I believe Capital comes to town. Let me check and make sure. Yep. Capital in on November the 1st at 1:30. Lynch back to throw. Caught 40, 45, out of bounds at the 47-yard line. That's Cole Porman with the reception. The first down for Heidelberg. Stopped by the Purple Raiders. Edmund Wissa, number 47. So we'll have the 2-minute stoppage here coming up. Hopefully that'll be our last stoppage of the afternoon. 38-6 Purple Raiders with 2:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Arledge in the gun. First and 10 for the Berg. He's going to go back to throw it. Quick pass caught. Porman's got it, 50. And Porman will be slammed to the turf at the 47-yard line, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout. 1:56 left to go in the fourth quarter. Mount Union cruising here in Heidelberg, 38-6. We'll take a break and come back.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices, packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310 WDPN.com.
Berkwin and Ryan Bevere back with you from Tiffin on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. We got into the 84-degree territory today. Minute 56 left here. Mount Union in front, 38-6. Kind of a choppy first half, but Purple Raiders came out in the second half and put this one away. They're just a minute 56 away from 6-0 here to start the 2025 campaign. Arledge hands it off over the left side, 45. Marley to the 40 and down at the 40-yard line for Haley, Corbin Haley. 1:46 to go. First down for the Bird. The Mount was pretty close today to pitching another shutout, but Arledge going to go deep down the left side, incomplete. Nice downfield coverage by the Purple Raiders. Ricky Williams on the defensive stop for the Purple Raiders. Don't forget to check us out on all your social media platforms, 1310 WDPN, Q92 Sports, on Instagram, Facebook, X, and, of course, YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well when you're visiting the YouTube page. Second down 10. Raiders showing blitz. Haley's got it inside the 39, down to the Mount Union 36-yard line. 1:24 left to go in the ball game. I want to thank the folks here at Heidelberg for their very, very nice hospitality again this year. Got us a good seat in front of the window, and they had hot dogs and the like before the game, pizza at halftime, and they always treat you really well up here.
How about our welcome cards?
I like the welcome cards too.
Yeah, it is.
Who are you, Ryan?
I'm Ryan
Beaver and the Silverstone.
Right. Yeah, they didn't spell my name wrong. That's all right.
That's how they did it. That was the way that's why they did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it could go with the.
Okay,
Yeah,
Ryan.
see there?
Silverstone.
Yeah.
This side of midnight. So it's ChatGPT creates your band's debut album, Day in the Press Box.
I am Sam Berkwin in the Fixtures. Rubber City Soul, baby.
Sammy the Squirrel.
Nice little touch up here at the Berg. I like it. Handoff going around the left side down at the 30-yard line.
I never did tell you why I would choose to be a bird.
Do I want to know?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's
why?
easy. Just think about it. Why would, if you could be any animal in the world, why would you be a bird? You get
Can
into
you fly?
You get into any venue for free, man. Game 7 of the World
That's
Series.
true.
You're
That's true.
there. You are there.
That's true. All right. You outthought me on that one. Final seconds off the board here in Tiffin. And that'll wrap it up as the Mount Union Purple Raiders again stay clean here in 2025. Final score. Here in Tiffin. University of Mount Union 38 and Heidelberg 6. Purple Raiders go to 6-0. We'll take a break. The postgame is next on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming all over at Q92radiosports.com.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
Bonford Glass reminds you that fall is just around the corner and winter won't be far behind. And now's the time to think about those commercial doors and windows that need a little work. When the mercury in the old thermometer starts to plummet and the cold wind starts to blow, you'll want to be warm and cozy inside. And you can be with the help of the experts at Bonford Glass. They can replace broken or cracked windows and doors quite economically with unsurpassed service. Bonfords can even handle those odd and different sized windows, as well as replacing the old hardware and providing weather stripping for commercial doors of all types. No matter what kind of door or window treatment you need, the crew at Bonford Glass can handle it. Imagine the comfort of a pleasantly warm home, and your fuel bill savings will add up too. Call the glass experts at Bonford Glass at 330-823-0450. Bonford Glass, 30 South Union Avenue, in Alliance.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Final score here at Heidelberg. The University of Mount Union goes to 6-0 as they knock off the Student Princes of Heidelberg by the score of 38-6. The Berg drops to 3-3 on the season. Welcome into the postgame show, 1310 WDPN. Sam Berkman and Ryan Bevere. Ryan, a couple of final thoughts as we close this thing out on a windy Saturday in Tiffin, Ohio.
Well, you just said it while we were on commercial break. Mitch Coffey is still being helped off the field, so a big win today for Mount Union, but a huge loss. And it looks like your starting tackle, your starting right tackle, is going to possibly be sidelined for a couple weeks.
So they're walking Mitch off, and hopefully they can tend to him and tend to Grayson this week and see what things look like maybe next week as the Raiders get ready for Ohio Northern back home, 1:30 on 1310 WDPN. Final score here, 38-6. A couple of quick stats, and we'll head out for the Purple Raiders today. Well, I'll tell you what, first downs, Mount had 21. Heidelberg had 17. Total offense today, Mount Union 56 plays for 427. Heidelberg snapped it 72 times today, but only 255 yards. Third down conversions, Mount 4 of 9, Heidelberg 7 of 17. Fourth down, Mount 1 of 1, the Berg 3 of 4. Some individual numbers for Mount Union today. Mikey Maloney, 16 of 23 with an interception, 223 yards and a touchdown. Rushing, Caden Minner, 12 for 107. Darnell, 15 for 80. Minner scored 2 touchdowns. Williams had 1. Receiving, Jacob Cockrell, 6 for 85 and 4 for 97 for Grant. Mason Ashby caught 2 for 26. Preston Smith caught 1 for 9 for Heidelberg today. Ty Porman, 10 for 22, 2 picks and 112 yards. Running today, Drew Miller, not bad, 25 carries, 89 yards. And Corbin Haley is 7 for 33. Leading receiver today, three catches for 63 yards for Dimitri Peters. But the Purple Raiders come to Tiffin. They get a win. And it's time to get back on the bus as they win it by the score of 38-6. That's going to wrap it up here from Horniman Stadium in Tiffin. Thanks to my partner today, as always, Ryan Bevere. Thanks to Brian Rainsberg back at the studios of 1310 WDPN. Thanks to all the great folks up here at Heidelberg for their hospitality. And most of all, thank you for listening. Sam Berkman saying good afternoon from Heidelberg. Mount Union 38, the Student Prince's 6. You've been listening to Purple Raider Football on 1310 WDPN. So long, everybody.